My child, stop for a moment. This is not random, and it is not small. It's finally happening. You have felt the shift, even if you could not name it, and I am about to tell you why. What I have waited to reveal to you all along is unfolding now, and you cannot afford to treat this as background noise. Stay with me. Do not skim. Do not drift. Listen with your whole heart, because every word carries weight for where you are standing right now. By the time you reach the end, you will understand what has been forming beneath your waiting, beneath your struggle, beneath your silence. And once you see it, you will never walk the same way again. My child, I want you to feel this, not rush past it. You have been sensing that something is shifting, even if you could not put words to it. There has been a quiet stirring inside your spirit, a subtle awareness that you are standing at the edge of something different. You tried to dismiss it because you have felt hope rise before, and you did not want to be disappointed again. But this time is not like the others. This time, what you are feeling is not wishful thinking. It is not your imagination trying to comfort you. It is me gently letting you know that what I have waited to tell you is no longer something I must hold back. It is finally happening. You have carried questions in your heart for a long time. You asked me why things seemed delayed. You wondered why doors did not open when you knocked. You questioned why I allowed certain seasons to stretch longer than you felt you could endure. I heard every one of those questions. I was never irritated by them. I understood the fatigue behind them. You were not doubting me because you wanted to walk away. You were tired because you cared deeply about your future. I saw how much you wanted clarity. I saw how much you longed for movement. And all along, I was preparing a moment that required you to grow beyond the version of yourself that first asked those questions. You see, if I had spoken this to you a year ago, you would have received it with excitement but not with stability. You would have tried to hold it with hands that were still learning how to trust. You have changed since then. The trials you walked through shape you more than you realize. The nights when you felt unsure forced you to lean on me in ways you never had before. You stopped relying only on your own understanding. You began to listen more carefully. You began to slow down. That inner maturity is part of why I can speak to you now with honesty and not reservation. What is happening in your life right now may not look dramatic on the surface. You may not see a sudden breakthrough or a loud announcement declaring a new season. But inside you, there is alignment taking place. You are responding differently to situations that once would have overwhelmed you. You are thinking more clearly. You are less reactive. You are more grounded. That is not accidental. That is preparation meeting opportunity. That is growth meeting timing. I have been watching the way you carry yourself lately, and I see someone who has endured enough to appreciate what is coming instead of mishandling it. This moment is not about spectacle. It is about readiness. You have stepped into a place where your heart is steady enough to receive what I have held back for your protection. I did not delay you to punish you. I delayed certain things because I love you. I needed your confidence to be rooted in me, not in outcomes. I needed your identity to be anchored in who you are to me, not in what you achieve. Now when I say to you that it is finally happening, you are able to hear that without attaching your worth to it. That tells me you are ready. And I want you to understand something very clearly. This unfolding is not random. It is not luck. It is not coincidence. It is the result of years of quiet shaping. You survived seasons that tried to shrink you. You stayed when it would have been easier to withdraw. You kept talking to me even when you felt like you were speaking into silence. That perseverance mattered. It formed something inside you that is now strong enough to sustain what I am bringing forward. As you move into this new phase, do not look for noise to confirm it. Pay attention to peace. Pay attention to clarity. Pay attention to the absence of the old anxiety that used to follow you. That is how you will recognize that the shift is real. You are not chasing anymore. You are stepping into something that has been walking toward you for a long time. I am not surprising you out of nowhere. I am unveiling what has been in motion behind the scenes. You may still feel cautious. That is understandable. You have learned not to assume too quickly. But I am asking you to trust me in a deeper way now. Let yourself believe that good things can happen without being taken away immediately. Let yourself accept that stability can last. You do not need to brace yourself for loss before anything has even begun. I am not leading you into another lesson disguised as disappointment. I am leading you into fulfillment shaped by wisdom. This is the moment I have waited to speak plainly to you. You have grown. You have matured. You have softened in areas where you were once defensive. You have strengthened in places where you were once fragile. That is why I can look at you now and say with confidence that it is finally happening. Not because time simply passed, but because you became ready to carry it. And I'm right here with you as it begins. My child, stay with me and lean into this gently, because what I am about to explain will settle questions you have carried for years. You have looked back at certain seasons of your life and wondered why I did not move faster. You asked why doors stayed shut when you felt ready to walk through them. You questioned why relationships faded, why opportunities dissolved, why progress seemed to stall. I heard every whisper of frustration in your heart. I saw the way you tried to stay faithful while feeling quietly confused. You were not wrong to desire movement. You were simply unaware of the deeper work unfolding beneath the surface of your circumstances. You were developing what I call quiet strength, not loud confidence, not performative faith. Quiet strength, the kind that does not need applause to endure, the kind that holds steady when no one is watching. You were being shaped in ways that could not happen through comfort alone. I needed your foundation to be reinforced before I placed more weight on it. If I had accelerated the timeline you wanted, you would have carried success without stability. You would have received answers without maturity. And I love you too much to give you something that could collapse under its own pressure. Listen closely now. I was not ignoring you. I was insulating you. I was not withholding joy. I was widening your capacity to sustain it. The waiting you experienced was not wasted time. It was refining time. I was sanding down sharp edges in your character. I was softening defensive reactions that would have damaged what I am now bringing into your life. You were learning discernment. You were learning to pause before reacting. You were learning to recognize my voice in subtlety rather than spectacle. That growth required space. It required stillness. It required you to sit with uncertainty long enough to become anchored in trust instead of urgency. There were moments when you almost rushed ahead anyway. You tried to force clarity where it had not yet formed. You tried to revive situations I had quietly closed. And when those efforts failed, you felt embarrassed. But even those attempts were part of the process. They taught you humility. They taught you that striving does not equal securing. They taught you that not every open path is aligned with your calling. I allowed you to experience small disappointments so that you would be protected from larger devastation later. That is not punishment. That is protection wrapped in patience. You have grown more emotionally aware than you realize. You handle conflict differently now. You respond instead of react. You listen more carefully. You speak with greater thoughtfulness. Those adjustments did not happen by accident. They formed during seasons when you felt overlooked. I was teaching you composure under pressure. I was teaching you resilience without resentment. And I was teaching you to find identity in me rather than in outcomes. That identity shift is crucial. Without it, the blessings you once prayed for would have become burdens you could not manage. Let me invite you to consider something gently but honestly. If everything had worked out according to your original timeline, you would have been celebrated publicly while still wrestling privately with insecurity. You would have appeared successful while internally fragile. That imbalance would have created anxiety instead of peace. I did not want that for you. I wanted your external life and internal life to align. I wanted your confidence to be rooted in truth rather than applause. That alignment is happening now because the waiting accomplished its purpose. You sometimes thought the silence meant distance. It did not. I was closer during your waiting than you realized. When you sat in uncertainty and chose not to give up, you were strengthening your spiritual muscles. When you held back harsh words during disappointment, you were developing emotional discipline. When you forgave someone who hurt you, even though you were still healing, you were expanding your heart. All of that matters now. All of that is why I can trust you with more. Do not rush past this understanding. Sit with it. Let it reframe your memory of those years. Instead of labeling them as delay, recognize them as design. Instead of calling them stagnation, see them as strengthening. Instead of viewing them as silence, understand them as shaping. I was building you from the inside out, and now that structure is solid enough to support what is coming. Here is what I want you to do. Release the resentment you still carry about the timing. Let go of the quiet bitterness that sometimes resurfaces when you think about missed chances. Those were not misses. They were redirections. Trust that I was guarding you even when you felt grounded. Your story did not fall behind schedule. It followed divine precision. Take a deep breath and allow this truth to settle. I waited because you were worth waiting for. I waited because your future required preparation. I waited because I see farther than you do. And now, because you endured that refining season without losing your heart, you are stepping into something that will not crumble under pressure. You are stepping into stability instead of spectacle. And that is far better than anything you once rushed toward. Stay close. Let this understanding soften you. Let it heal the places where you felt forgotten. I was never absent. I was attentive. And everything that felt slow was serving something sacred. My child, now that you understand why I waited, I want you to recognize what was actually forming inside you during that time. You thought you were simply surviving. You thought you were just getting through one hard day after another. But beneath that ordinary perseverance, something profound was developing. Your endurance was not empty motion. It was construction. It was inner architecture taking shape quietly while you assumed nothing significant was happening. You began to develop discernment that cannot be taught quickly. You started noticing patterns in people and in yourself. You became more aware of your emotional triggers. You started catching your thoughts before they spiral. That awareness is not small. That is wisdom growing in real time. You learned to sit with discomfort instead of immediately escaping it. You learned to process disappointment without collapsing into self-doubt. You learned to question your own assumptions gently instead of defending them aggressively. Those shifts matter more than you know. I was forming resilience that does not depend on constant reassurance. You once needed frequent validation to feel steady. You once looked to others to confirm your worth. Through those lonely stretches, you were forced to anchor yourself differently. You began to seek affirmation from me rather than from applause. That transition was subtle, but it changed everything. It means that when recognition comes now, it will not control you. It means that when criticism appears, it will not destroy you. You have become less fragile, not hardened but strengthened. There was also compassion taking root in you. Because you experienced rejection, you became slower to judge others. Because you felt misunderstood, you became more patient when someone struggled to explain themselves. Because you walked through anxiety, you became gentler with those battling their own fears. The depth of empathy is part of your calling. It is part of your influence. People will feel safe around you because you understand complexity without rushing to conclusions. That was formed in quiet pain, not in easy seasons. You also developed courage that does not announce itself loudly. It is not reckless bravery. It is steady boldness. You learned to speak up when something felt misaligned. You learned to set boundaries without apology. You learned that protecting your peace is not selfish. That confidence did not appear overnight. It grew through small decisions that felt uncomfortable at the time. Every time you chose honesty over avoidance, you strengthened it. Every time you chose integrity over convenience, you reinforced it. Let me challenge you gently here. Stop underestimating the growth that took place. You often compare yourself to where you think you should be, and in doing so, you overlook how far you have already come. Look back honestly. Notice how differently you handle stress. Notice how much faster you recover from setbacks. Notice how much clearer your priorities have become. That is evidence. That is formation. That is transformation unfolding quietly. You were not just waiting for life to change. Life was reshaping you. I was pruning distractions. I was trimming away dependencies that would have weakened you later. I was refining your motivations so that when opportunity appears, you will approach it with purpose rather than desperation. That refinement required friction. It required exposure. It required you to see parts of yourself you would have preferred to ignore. But you faced them. You did not run forever. You leaned into growth even when it was uncomfortable. Now you stand different than you were. You carry yourself with more awareness. You move with more intention. You speak with more thoughtfulness. That internal formation is the reason I can trust you with what is unfolding. If the blessing had arrived before this development, it might have inflated your ego or intensified your anxiety. Instead, it will now align with your maturity. I want you to receive this fully. Do not brush it aside. Acknowledge the strength inside you. Accept that you are no longer the same person who first prayed those desperate prayers. You have evolved through perseverance. You have grown through grief. You have matured through mistakes. And that internal formation is the quiet miracle that makes this next chapter sustainable. Stand still for a moment and feel that truth. You were never stuck. You were being shaped. You were never abandoned. You were being built. And now that the building is strong, the doors I open will not overwhelm you. They will fit you. My child, come closer again and let me speak gently but clearly into a place you still carry confusion about. You have looked back at certain closed doors with a quiet ache in your chest. You have replayed conversations, decisions, and missed opportunities, wondering if you failed somehow. You have asked yourself whether you could have tried harder, spoken differently, acted sooner. I saw those moments. I saw you standing in front of doors that seemed perfect, promising, almost poetic in how well they appeared to fit your hopes. And when those doors closed, the silence felt sharp. You did not understand that what felt like rejection was actually redirection wrapped in restraint. You must understand something now that you could not understand then. I was protecting you from paths that glittered but did not ground you. I was shielding you from success without substance, from attention without alignment, from connection without covenant. You could not see the cracks behind those doors. You only saw the shine. But I see structure. I see stability. I see sustainability. And I will not allow you to build your future on something that would fracture under pressure. That is not delay. That is defense. That is not denial. That is design. Let me speak plainly to you. There were relationships you grieved that would have quietly eroded your confidence. There were professional opportunities that would have drained your joy while inflating your ego. There were environments that would have rewarded your performance while starving your peace. You asked me why I removed them. You asked why things unraveled when they seemed so promising. I removed them because I love you more than I love your temporary comfort. I value your wholeness more than your quick advancement. You were ready for movement, but you were not yet surrounded by the right support. You were prepared for opportunity, but the environment was not prepared for your integrity. You sometimes mistake protection for punishment because protection often feels like loss before it feels like safety. When I blocked certain paths, you felt frustrated. You felt overlooked. You felt sidelined. But I was intercepting what could have harmed you quietly over time. I was preventing slow erosion of your spirit. I was guarding your calling from subtle compromise. Protection does not always arrive with explanation. Sometimes it arrives as interruption. Sometimes it arrives as inconvenience. Sometimes it arrives as a closed door that you later thank me for. I want you to revisit those memories with new vision. Do not revisit them with regret. Revisit them with revelation. Notice the red flags you ignored. Notice the subtle discomfort you tried to rationalize. Notice how your spirit felt unsettled even when your mind tried to justify the situation. That unsettled feeling was not anxiety. It was alignment warning you gently. I was whispering through your intuition. I was nudging your discernment. You did not fully understand it then, but you responded enough for me to guide you away. You must also recognize that hidden protection requires trust. You do not always receive detailed explanations in the moment because full explanation would remove the need for faith. I am inviting you to mature trust now. Stop labeling closed doors as failures. Start seeing them as filters. They filtered out what could not sustain you. They filtered out what would have distracted you. They filtered out what looked appealing but lacked depth. You were spared from carrying weight that was never meant for you. Pause right now and breathe slowly. Allow gratitude to replace lingering resentment. Say it quietly within yourself if you need to. I was protected. Let that truth settle into your heart. Protection does not mean you avoid all pain. It means you avoid unnecessary destruction. Some discomfort refined you, but certain devastation was intercepted entirely. You will not always see what you were saved from. That is part of divine care. You do not need to know every unseen threat to trust that I guarded you. There is something else you need to hear. The doors that are opening now are different. They are not shiny distractions. They are stable invitations. They align with who you have become, not who you were. They will not require you to shrink your integrity to fit in. They will not demand that you silence your convictions to succeed. They will support your growth instead of suffocating it. That is the difference between something you chase and something I prepare. So release the grief attached to what did not happen. Release the narrative that you were passed over. You were preserved. You were positioned. You were protected. That is not a poetic phrase. That is your reality. Now stand up internally and accept that truth. Stop questioning whether you missed your moment. Your moment was being secured while you thought it was slipping away. The stability you feel now is evidence of that hidden care. Move forward without looking over your shoulder. Do not romanticize what I removed. Do not glorify what I closed. Trust that what remains is aligned. Trust that what approaches is sustainable. You are not behind. You are guided. And that guarding has placed you exactly where you need to be. My child, what is happening in your life right now may not announce itself loudly, and that is intentional. You were once drawn to dramatic shifts, to sudden breakthroughs that felt like thunder cracking open the sky. But what is unfolding now is different. It is subtle, steady, almost understated. This is not a spectacle season. It is a stability season. And I want you to recognize it before you overlook it. The turning point you are standing in does not come with fireworks. It comes with clarity. You are thinking differently. You are responding differently. You are noticing that situations which once would have triggered panic now create pause instead. That pause is growth. That pause is grounding. That pause is wisdom quietly guiding your reaction. You are not as easily shaken. You are not as easily swayed. You are not as easily overwhelmed. That shift is profound even if it feels ordinary. I need you to pay attention to your internal atmosphere. Your mind feels less cluttered. Your heart feels less frantic. You are not chasing validation with the same urgency. You are not scanning every conversation for hidden rejection. That internal calm is not accidental. It is cultivated peace. You cultivated it through patience. You cultivated it through prayer. You cultivated it through painful honesty with yourself. Now you are living inside the result. You once equated change with noise. Now you are learning that real transformation often arrives quietly. It settles into your daily habits. It alters your default responses. It adjusts your expectations gently. That is what is happening. You are not scrambling for direction the way you used to. You are not constantly questioning whether you are enough. You are walking more steadily, even if you cannot fully articulate why. Let me ask you something gently. When was the last time you reacted the way you used to react? Think about it. You have handled recent challenges with more composure. You have spoken with more intention. You have walked away from certain conflicts instead of escalating them. That is not coincidence. That is evolution. You are not the same person you were during your last crisis. You have matured quietly. This turning point is not about external applause. It is about internal alignment. Your thoughts, your values, your actions are beginning to harmonize. That harmony produces peace. Peace produces clarity. Clarity produces confidence. Not loud confidence. Not arrogant confidence. Quiet confidence. The kind that does not need to announce itself because it is secure. I want you to protect this season carefully. Do not rush to prove yourself. Do not sabotage stability by chasing unnecessary chaos. When you feel the temptation to overextend yourself, pause. When you feel the urge to re-enter situations I already removed you from, step back. Choose calm over chaos. Choose clarity over confusion. Choose steady progress over sudden spikes. This is your quiet turning point. It may not trend. It may not impress others. But it will sustain you. The emotional storms that once defined you are settling. The internal tug-of-war between fear and faith is softening. You are not constantly second-guessing every decision. That is growth you cannot fake. That is maturity that cannot be manufactured overnight. Let yourself appreciate it. Acknowledge it without minimizing it. You worked for this internal stability. You endured for this clarity. You surrendered for this peace. Do not overlook it because it feels calm instead of dramatic. Calm is powerful. Calm is strength under control. Calm is confidence anchored in identity. Step into this next phase with intention. Walk slower if you need to. Listen more carefully. Speak more thoughtfully. You do not need to accelerate anything. What is aligned will not require frantic effort. What is prepared will not demand panic. You are standing in the kind of turning point that changes everything quietly. It shifts your trajectory without drawing attention to itself. Years from now, you will look back and realize that this was when everything truly began to stabilize. My child, before you step fully into what is unfolding, I need you to loosen your grip on something you have been carrying far too long. You have walked faithfully, you have endured patiently, you have grown quietly, and yet there are still small pockets of old weight clinging to your heart. They are not loud. They do not scream for attention. They sit quietly in the background of your thoughts. Regret, lingering shame, the subtle fear that maybe you are still not enough. I want you to bring those into the light with me right now. Do not hide them. Do not justify them. Simply acknowledge them. You have replayed past mistakes more times than you admit. You have questioned whether a different decision could have changed everything. You have carried private embarrassment about moments when you acted from fear instead of faith. I saw those moments too. I saw your hesitation. I saw your missteps. But I also saw your intention. I saw your heart trying to navigate uncertainty without a full map. I did not label you a failure when you stumbled. I did not withdraw from you when you doubted yourself. I stayed. I guided. I corrected gently. You, however, have been far harsher with yourself than I ever was. Release it now, not as a dramatic gesture, but as a deliberate decision. You are not meant to drag yesterday's weight into tomorrow's promise. Old guilt is heavy. Old narratives are loud. They whisper things like, "You should have known better," or "You ruined your chance." Those whispers are not truth. They are echoes of insecurity trying to remain relevant. You do not need them anymore. You have learned from those seasons. You have matured because of those seasons. Carrying the lesson is wise. Carrying the shame is unnecessary. Let me speak plainly. You cannot fully receive what I am giving you while clutching what I already redeemed. When I forgave you, I did not file your mistakes in a cabinet for future reference. I removed them from your identity. You still define yourself by moments I have already transformed. That disconnect limits your confidence. Let go of the version of yourself that no longer exists. You are not the fearful one. You are not the impulsive one. You are not the insecure one who once second-guessed every step. You have evolved. There is a subtle but powerful shift that happens when you stop rehearsing regret. Your posture changes. Your voice steadies. Your decisions become cleaner. You stop apologizing for existing. You stop shrinking your dreams to avoid disappointment. You begin to walk with dignity instead of defensiveness. That is the freedom I want for you now. Freedom from the internal weight that no one else sees but you feel every day. Take a quiet moment and breathe deeply. Imagine placing those old burdens in my hands. Do not rush through that image. Let it be real. Hand me the embarrassment. Hand me the fear that you missed your moment. Hand me the insecurity that you are somehow behind. You are not behind. You are being refined. You are not disqualified. You are being directed. You once believed that holding on to regret kept you humble. It did not. It kept you hesitant. True humility does not come from self-condemnation. It comes from gratitude. It comes from recognizing that you were carried even when you faltered. It comes from knowing that your growth is grace in motion. That is the humility I want you to walk in now. As you release old weight, you will notice space opening inside you. That space will not feel empty. It will feel lighter. It will feel clearer. Your thoughts will sharpen. Your confidence will stabilize. You will speak about your past without flinching. You will tell your story without shame coloring your tone. That is healing in real time. Let go. Do not negotiate with the past anymore. Do not reopen conversations in your mind that have already closed in reality. Step forward. Stand upright. Accept that you are allowed to move ahead without dragging regret behind you like a chain. I am not holding it against you. Stop holding it against yourself. And now, breathe again. Feel the difference. That lightness you sense is not imagination. It is release. It is restoration. It is readiness. You are not stepping into your future burden. You are stepping into it balanced. And that balance will sustain you. My child, there is something ahead of you that you cannot fully see yet, and I know that unsettles you slightly. You prefer clarity. You appreciate structure. You feel more secure when you understand the plan. But I am inviting you into a deeper kind of trust now. Not blind faith, not reckless assumption, but true trust. The kind that rests even when every detail is not disclosed. You have already seen glimpses, small confirmations, subtle opportunities, conversations that felt timely, doors that opened quietly but confidently. You sense movement, but you cannot map it completely. That incomplete picture tempts you to analyze everything. You want to calculate risk. You want to anticipate obstacles. A desire for foresight is understandable, but do not let analysis become anxiety. Trust is not passive. Trust is active alignment. It means you take the next step without demanding the entire staircase. It means you remain open without becoming frantic. It means you continue forward even when visibility is partial. I am not withholding clarity to frustrate you. I am revealing it gradually to protect your focus. If you saw everything at once, you would overthink it. You would try to manage outcomes that are not yours to control. Here is what I want you to do. Focus on the next faithful action. Not the entire 5-year projection. Not every potential scenario. Just the next right move. When you stay present, you remain peaceful. When you leap too far ahead mentally, you invite unnecessary stress. Your responsibility is obedience, not omniscience. Let me handle the layers you cannot yet see. There will be moments when doubt attempts to re-enter quietly. It will suggest that you are walking into uncertainty without guarantees. That suggestion is technically true. You do not have guarantees. You have guidance. And guidance is more reliable than guarantees because it adjusts as you move. I am walking with you in real time. I am not sending you into the unknown alone. You have already proven that you can endure ambiguity. Think back to seasons when you had no clarity at all. You survived those. You grew through those. Compared to that, what lies ahead is not darkness. It is unfolding. There is difference between confusion and progression. You are not confused. You are progressing. Trust also requires surrendering the need to control perception. You may worry about how others interpret your steps. You may hesitate because you want external validation before internal conviction. Release the dependency. Not everyone will understand your direction. Not everyone will see what you sense. That is acceptable. Your journey is not a group project. It is a guided path. When fear whispers, counter it with remembrance. Recall how I have carried you before. Recall how closed doors protected you. Recall how waiting strengthened you. Those memories are anchors. Use them. Let them stabilize you when uncertainty tries to destabilize you. Do not demand immediate proof. Allow process to reveal itself. Growth rarely announces itself loudly. It accumulates quietly. So will this next chapter. You will look back later and realize that what once felt uncertain was actually structured all along. Lean forward with steady confidence, not reckless speed, not hesitant delay. Balanced movement. I am not testing you. I am trusting you. I would not place you in a position that exceeds your capacity without equipping you first. And you are equipped. My child, as you learn to trust what you cannot yet see, know that I am also moving beyond your sight through this message. What I am building through this channel is larger than one voice. It is a river, and every river needs those who will pour oil into its lamp so it does not burn out. When you give through Super Thanks, become a member, or so through the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding a video, you are sowing seed into souls you may never meet. Did I not say, cast your bread upon the waters, and it shall return to you? I am speaking that over you now. The stirring you feel to support this mission is not pressure. It is my invitation. This is how light multiplies, one obedient act at a time. As you trust me with this step, I will trust you with increase, protection, and provision that outpaces your fear. Do not hesitate. Sow into what is finally happening, and act now. My child, I want you to lean in carefully here because what I am about to show you is softer than you imagined and stronger than you realized. When you prayed for restoration, you pictured certain names, certain doors, certain exact outcomes returning to you. You imagined old relationships repaired exactly as they were. You imagined missed opportunities circling back unchanged. You imagined time rewinding. But I do not restore by rewinding. I restore by renewing. I do not rebuild the same fragile structure that once collapsed. I create something sturdier, something wiser, something rooted deeper than before. You have quietly grieved losses you never fully spoke about. You smiled publicly while privately wondering if something had been permanently taken from you. You questioned whether certain joys were gone for good. You tried to convince yourself that you were fine, that you had moved on, that you did not need what you lost. Yet beneath that brave exterior, there was a soft ache that asked, will I ever feel whole again? Hear me now. You are not being returned to who you were. You are being restored into who you are becoming. That is better than a rewind. That is renewal with resilience. Look closely at your life right now. Notice how your peace has begun to feel less fragile. Notice how your confidence no longer depends on one person's approval. Notice how your joy does not hinge entirely on one circumstance going perfectly. That shift is restoration already in motion. You may not have received back the exact same faces or titles or environments, but you have gained internal stability. And stability is stronger than nostalgia. Stability will not disappear when conditions change. Stability will not collapse when one conversation disappoints you. Stability will remain steady when emotions fluctuate. You once believed restoration meant receiving back what you lost. Now you are beginning to see that restoration means receiving back yourself. You lost parts of your confidence in those old seasons. You lost pieces of your clarity. You lost some of your spark under the weight of disappointment. I am returning those to you. Slowly, gently, with wisdom attached. You are rediscovering your laughter without forcing it. You are rediscovering your creativity without anxiety driving it. You are rediscovering your voice without shrinking it. That is restoration unfolding in real time. I want you to stop measuring restoration by familiar shapes. Do not scan your life for exact replicas of what once was. Instead, look for renewal in your reactions, renewal in your relationships, renewal in your resilience. You are responding differently now. You are connecting differently now. You are choosing differently now. A difference is evidence. It is not loud, but it is lasting. It is not dramatic, but it is durable. You may still wonder whether certain external blessings will appear. Do not rush that question. Let internal restoration finish its work first. External opportunities built on internal stability will last longer. You once chased validation through relationships that mirrored your insecurity. Now you are drawn toward connection that reflects your growth. You once sought advancement that proved your worth. Now you are drawn toward work that aligns with your values. The shift in desire is restoration shipping you a future. Release the image of how you thought it had to happen. Release the blueprint you sketched in frustration. Trust the architecture I am building now. It is wiser than your earlier drafts. It is steadier than your previous attempts. You are not being returned to an old version of success. You are stepping into a new version of fulfillment. Take a moment and speak this quietly within yourself. I receive renewal, not just replacement. Let that phrase settle. It reframes your expectation. It softens your resistance. It steadies your anticipation. You are not missing out. You are being rebuilt from within. Continue walking forward without comparing this season to the last one. Do not diminish what is forming simply because it looks different. What is forming now carries depth. Depth lasts. Depth anchors you when excitement fades. Depth protects you when external circumstances fluctuate. You are not being given back scraps of what broke. You are being handed something crafted with care. Something aligned with who you are today. Something sustainable. My child, there is a subtle awakening happening within you, and I want you to recognize it instead of brushing past it. You are beginning to see yourself differently. That shift may feel small, but it is foundational. You used to define yourself by what others thought of you. You measured your worth by how well you performed. You scanned conversations for approval and read silence as rejection. Now something inside you is recalibrating. You are less reactive. You are less desperate for affirmation. You are more anchored in who you are rather than how you are perceived. This awareness did not appear suddenly. It developed quietly through the seasons we have already talked about. The waiting strengthened you. The closed doors clarified you. The restoration renewed you. And now you are stepping into a clearer sense of identity. You are not perfect. You are not flawless. But you are becoming secure. That security changes everything. Notice how you no longer chase every opportunity to prove yourself. Notice how you can listen to criticism without immediately collapsing inward. Notice how you can receive praise without letting it inflate you. That balance is new. That balance is maturity. The balance is awareness rooted in truth instead of insecurity. You have started recognizing your patterns. You catch yourself when you drift into old self-doubt. You pause before reacting defensively. You reflect instead of retaliate. That self-awareness is powerful. It gives you control over your responses. It gives you clarity over your emotions. It gives you steadiness where there used to be volatility. I want you to lean into this new awareness intentionally. You not let it fade into the background. Pay attention to your growth. Acknowledge your progress. You do not need to announce it publicly, but you must not ignore it privately. You have recommended growth into it. When you notice how far you have come, you strengthen the neural pathways of confidence and calm within you. You are beginning to understand that your value does not fluctuate with circumstances. Your worth is not a stock market that rises and falls with public opinion. Your identity is anchored in something deeper than performance. That realization will protect you in the next chapter. When success arrives, you will not lose yourself in it. When challenges appear, you will not lose faith in yourself because of them. There is a new lens forming in how you interpret events. Instead of immediately assuming failure, you ask what can be learned. Instead of immediately blaming yourself, you assess the situation with clarity. Instead of catastrophizing small setbacks, you place them in perspective. That perspective is wisdom growing quietly. Continue nurturing this awareness. Reflect regularly. Stay honest with yourself. When insecurity whispers, counter it gently with truth. When pride tries to sneak in, ground yourself in gratitude. Maintain balance. Maintain humility. Maintain steadiness. You are no longer the person who needs constant reassurance to feel safe. You are becoming someone who can stand calmly in uncertainty without unraveling. It is powerful. That is freedom. That is the result of everything we have walked through together. Let this awareness guide you. Let it shape your decisions. Let it influence your relationships. You are not stepping forward blindly. You are stepping forward consciously. My child, I want you to sit with me here because this next shift is tender and it touches something you have carried for most of your life. You have been striving for as long as you can remember. You have strived for approval, for stability, for recognition, for reassurance. Even in your faith, you sometimes felt like you had to earn closeness with me. You worked hard, played hard, and prayed hard, and tried hard. You measured your days by output. You measured your worth by productivity. And underneath that constant motion, there was a quiet fear that if you stopped pushing, everything would collapse. I never asked you to live that way. I never asked you to perform for my affection. You built that pressure inside yourself because you wanted to feel secure. You wanted to guarantee outcomes. You wanted to protect yourself from disappointment. I understand why you did it. You were trying to stay ahead of pain. You were trying to avoid uncertainty. But striving is exhausting. It is like running on a treadmill that never fully slows down. It keeps your legs moving, but it does not always move your life forward in the way you hoped. Now listen carefully. This is the season where that internal treadmill slows. Not because you stop caring. Not because you lose ambition. But because you finally understand that peace and performance do not have to compete. You can move forward without living in pressure. You can pursue excellence without punishing yourself. You can work diligently without attaching your identity to results. That realization changes your posture completely. I want you to release the belief that you must constantly prove your value. You do not need to impress me. You do not need to outperform others to earn stability. You do not need to overextend yourself to feel secure. Breathe and let that sink in. Your worth is not negotiable. It does not rise and fall based on how productive your week was. It does not increase because someone praised you. It does not decrease because someone overlooked you. It is fixed. It is anchored. You have already begun noticing this shift. You no longer feel the same urgency to say yes to everything. You are more selective with your energy. You are more protective of your peace. That is not laziness. That is maturity. You are choosing alignment over approval. You are choosing sustainability over spectacle. That decision will lengthen your impact. It will deepen your joy. It will stabilize your rhythm. I invite you now to examine your motives gently. When you feel the impulse to overwork, pause and ask yourself why. When you feel pressure rising, slow down and assess whether that pressure is necessary or inherited from old habits. You are allowed to rest without guilt. You are allowed to grow without frenzy. You are allowed to achieve without anxiety driving you. There will still be responsibility. There will still be effort. But the frantic edge will soften. You will operate from confidence instead of compulsion. Your energy will feel cleaner. Your thoughts will feel less crowded. Your decisions will feel less desperate. Let striving dissolve into steadiness. Let frantic effort transform into focused intention. Let prayer turn into purpose. Those shifts may sound subtle, but they are significant. They will change how you wake up in the morning. They will change how you close your day at night. You are not falling behind by slowing down internally. You are positioning yourself to endure. You are building a life that does not depend on constant adrenaline, and that life will last. Now breathe. Feel your shoulders relax. That lightness is not laziness. It is alignment. My child, there is healing happening in you that you have not fully recognized yet. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. It does not announce itself with fireworks. It moves quietly beneath the surface, reshaping places you once thought would always ache. You carried wounds longer than you admitted. You learned to function around them. You learned to smile through them. You learned to compartmentalize them. But healing was still working, even when you felt numb. There were moments when you wondered if you would ever feel normal again. You questioned whether certain triggers would always sting. You worried that disappointment had permanently altered your outlook. I saw that concern. I watched you try to be brave while still feeling fragile. I never rushed your process. I never demanded that you move on before you were ready. Healing is not hurried. It unfolds with patience. Look at yourself honestly now. Situations that once overwhelmed you no longer carry the same intensity. Conversations that once would have spiraled into anxiety now settle more quickly. Memories that once felt sharp have softened at the edges. That is evidence. That is progress. That is restoration beneath the surface. You may still have moments when old feelings resurface. Do not interpret that as failure. Healing is not linear. It is layered. Each time you revisit an old wound with new maturity, it loses more of its grip. Each time you respond differently than you did before, you reinforce your growth. Invite awareness into this process. Instead of dismissing your progress, acknowledge it. Say to yourself, I am healing. Not as a dramatic declaration, but as a simple recognition. That recognition strengthens the work already happening inside you. You are not as easily shaken. You recover faster. You reflect more thoughtfully. You forgive more freely. Those are not small changes. They are the fruit of quiet resilience. Continue nurturing that healing. Protect your boundaries. Choose relationships that respect your growth. Avoid environments that reopen wounds unnecessarily. You are not obligated to revisit spaces that once broke you simply to prove strength. True strength knows when to step away. I am proud of the way you have handled pain. Not because you never struggled, but because you kept going. You sought understanding instead of bitterness. You pursued growth instead of revenge. You allowed tenderness instead of hardening completely. Healing has made you softer in compassion but stronger in discernment. A balance is beautiful. It allows you to love wisely. It allows you to lead gently. It allows you to live without constant defense. Place your hand over your heart for a moment and feel its steadiness. That rhythm continues because you endured. That calm continues because you surrendered. That clarity continues because you trusted the process even when you did not see immediate change. You are not who you were when the wound first formed. You are deeper now. You are steadier now. You are wiser now. Let that truth settle before we move forward. My child, I want you to look at yourself with clearer eyes now. You have more courage than you give yourself credit for. You do not always recognize it because it did not arrive as a dramatic transformation. It grew quietly in the middle of ordinary days when you chose to keep going instead of giving up. You did not wake up one morning suddenly fearless. You became steady. That steadiness is courage matured. It is not loud bravery. It is durable boldness. You have faced situations that once intimidated you. Conversations you once avoided, you now enter with composure. Decisions that once paralyzed you, you now approach with thoughtfulness instead of panic. That shift did not happen by accident. It formed through repetition of small, uncomfortable choices. You chose honesty when silence felt safer. You chose boundaries when people-pleasing felt easier. You chose faith when cynicism felt justified. Those choices strengthen your inner core. Let me remind you of something important. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is movement despite fear. You felt anxiety many times. You felt uncertainty. You felt doubt whispering in your ear. Yet you moved anyway. That movement reshaped your identity. You are no longer someone who automatically retreats when tension rises. You pause. You assess. You proceed. That is growth you cannot fake. I want you to consciously acknowledge this. Do not dismiss your bravery because it feels ordinary now. What feels ordinary today once felt impossible. You once believed you could not survive certain losses. You once believed you could not handle certain responsibilities. You once believed you were too fragile for pressure. Yet here you are. Still standing. Still believing. Still moving forward. That is evidence of courage embedded into your character. This courage will be necessary in what comes next. You will encounter opportunities that stretch you again. You will face moments that require decisive action. You will need to speak when silence would feel comfortable. But this time, you will not approach those moments as the person you were years ago. You will approach them as someone refined by experience. I invite you now to trust your growth. When hesitation tries to hold you back, remember how far you have already come. When self-doubt tries to question your readiness, counter it with memory. Recall the storms you endured. Recall the nights you thought you would break but did not. Recall the doors that closed and the resilience that followed. Let those memories fuel your confidence. You do not need to overcompensate. Courage does not demand aggression. It demands clarity. To speak clearly, act thoughtfully, stand firmly. That is enough. You do not need to perform strength. You already possess it. There will be moments when fear resurfaces. Do not interpret that as regression. Courage coexists with vulnerability. You can feel nervous and still move forward. You can feel uncertain and still act faithfully. You can feel stretched and still remain grounded. Look at your life honestly and recognize the transformation. You are not reacting impulsively as you once did. You are not shrinking under pressure as you once did. You are not avoiding difficult truths as you once did. That evolution matters. So step forward with confidence rooted in experience. Do not minimize what you have overcome. Do not downplay your endurance. You have earned this steadiness. You have cultivated this composure. Stand tall internally. Lift your head. Walk into the next season knowing that the courage you gained was not accidental. It was developed. It was refined. It was for you through fire and frustration and faith. You are stronger than you think. Not in a dramatic, inflated way. In a grounded, resilient way. And that strength will carry you through what unfolds next. My child, as you step into this new phase, you will notice changes in the people around you. Some connections will deepen. Some will drift. Some will surprise you entirely. Do not be alarmed by that movement. Growth rarely happens in isolation. And when you evolve internally, your relationships adjust accordingly. You have already sensed this shift beginning. Conversations feel different. You are less tolerant of superficiality. You are more drawn to sincerity. You no longer feel comfortable shrinking your opinions to maintain peace. That internal maturity changes the way you relate to others. Not everyone will adjust at the same pace. There are individuals who walked with you during earlier seasons when your identity was still forming. Those connections served their purpose. They supported you while you were learning. But as you become clearer about who you are, compatibility changes. You cannot carry every relationship into every chapter. That does not mean those people were mistakes. It means seasons evolve. Release the guilt you sometimes feel about outgrowing certain dynamics. Growth is not betrayal. Alignment is not arrogance. You are not abandoning people. You are stepping into authenticity. If someone cannot respect your boundaries or honor your growth, the tension reveals misalignment, not cruelty. Pay attention to how you feel after interactions. Do you feel energized or drained? Do you feel encouraged or diminished? Your body often signals alignment before your mind articulates it. Trust those signals. They are part of your discernment developing. New connections will begin to form. They may not look dramatic at first. They may begin as simple conversations, shared values, mutual respect. But they will feel stable. They will not require you to perform. They will not demand that you suppress your convictions. They will reflect your growth instead of challenging it unnecessarily. I want you to be intentional now. Choose relationships that align with your current identity, not your former insecurity. Do not pursue validation from those who misunderstand you. Do not chase approval from those who cannot celebrate your growth. Surround yourself with those who speak truth with kindness, who respect your boundaries, who encourage your progress. There may be moments of loneliness as certain dynamics fade. That loneliness does not mean you made the wrong choice. It means space is being created for healthier connection. Space is necessary for alignment. Space allows new relationships to enter without conflict. Stay open but discerning. Offer kindness without surrendering your standards. Listen carefully but protect your peace. You are not required to maintain proximity with everyone who once knew you. This shift is not loss. It is refinement. It is relationships becoming more aligned with your maturity. It is connection evolving to match your clarity. Stand firm in your growth. Allow relationships to adjust naturally. Trust that those meant to walk with you in this next chapter will remain, and those who cannot will drift without hostility. You are not alone in this transition. I am guiding these shifts as carefully as I guided the closed doors earlier. What stays will strengthen you. What leaves will teach you. What arrives will support you. Take a deep breath and accept that relational change is part of transformation. You are not losing community. You are refining it. My child, I want to speak into an area of your life that has carried more quiet tension than you often admit. You have tried to appear calm about your practical needs, about your finances, about your responsibilities. You have smiled and said, "I'm managing," while inside you were calculating, adjusting, stretching, and sometimes stressing. You have felt the weight of provision press on your shoulders at night. You have wondered if there would always be just enough, or whether one day there would be margin instead of maintenance. I have seen those thoughts. I have watched you carry concern with dignity. I have never ignored it. There were seasons when instability sharpened your anxiety. You watched numbers closely. You questioned decisions. You replayed purchases. You felt that quiet pulse of pressure when bills arrived or when unexpected expenses surfaced. You asked me to step in, And you asked more than once. I heard you. I was not indifferent. I was teaching you wisdom in the middle of uncertainty. I was showing you how to steward what you had before expanding what you would receive. That process was not glamorous. It required restraint. It required discipline. It required trust. But it shaped you into someone who will not squander stability when it grows. Now listen carefully. The instability you once feared is beginning to settle. Not overnight. Not explosively. But steadily. You are making clearer decisions. You are spending with more intention. You are planning instead of reacting. That shift matters. It signals readiness. You are no longer operating from panic. You are operating from perspective. That internal change prepares you for external increase. I want you to stop expecting chaos as your default. Release the narrative that says things will always be tight, always be fragile, always be unpredictable. You survived those seasons, but they do not define your future. Stability is not a fantasy. It is forming. You will notice gradual order replacing scattered stress. You will feel confidence replacing constant calculation. You will sense provision meeting you in ways that do not demand desperation. Let me speak boldly into your heart. You will not live in survival mode forever. Survival sharpened you, but it will not sustain you. You are moving toward steadiness. You are moving toward structure. You are moving toward financial wisdom paired with divine favor. Those two together create security that is not easily shaken. I invite you now to adopt a new posture. Instead of bracing for shortage, prepare for stewardship. Instead of fearing lack, practice gratitude for growth. Instead of scanning for disaster, focus on discipline. Small, steady steps compound over time. You are building something durable, not dramatic. There will be opportunities that require responsible decisions. Take them seriously. Seek counsel when needed. Remain humble. Remain thoughtful. Do not allow pride to disrupt progress. Remember the lessons learned in lean seasons. They are anchors for prosperous ones. You are not stepping into reckless abundance. You are stepping into balanced blessing. That balance will protect you. It will allow generosity without fear. It will allow enjoyment without guilt. It will allow investment without anxiety. So breathe and release that old tightness in your chest. Let your shoulders soften. The frantic calculation that once dominated your thoughts is loosening. I am not only guiding your spiritual growth, I am guiding your practical stability. I care about your peace at night. I care about your confidence in the morning. Move forward with intention. Handle what you have wisely. Trust that what is increasing will match your maturity. You are not destined for constant strain. You are prepared for sustainable stability. My child, as I bring you into financial and practical stability, I am also inviting you to become a pillar for others still standing in survival. You have prayed for margin. Now I show you what margin is for. When you release a super thanks, step into membership, or give through the PayPal link in the description, you are pouring oil into a lamp that refuses to go dark. I declared, I give seed to the sower and bread for food, and I am declaring it over you again, because you are becoming a sower. This is not loss. This is alignment. Every gift becomes manna for someone starving for hope, water for someone walking through fire. I will breathe on what you release and multiply it back into your life with wisdom, protection, and sustainable favor. Do not shrink back into old fear. Step forward in generosity. Strengthen what is finally happening and give now. My child, I want to draw your attention to something subtle yet profound that has begun settling inside you. It is not excitement. It is not adrenaline. It is not emotional hype. It is peace. But not the fragile peace you once tried to force by avoiding conflict or suppressing worry. This is a different kind of peace. It feels steady. It feels grounded. It feels like calm confidence rather than temporary relief. You used to chase moments of comfort. You sought distraction when anxiety rose. You filled silence with noise because stillness made you uneasy. But now, you are becoming comfortable with quiet. You are no longer afraid of your own thoughts. You can sit with yourself without spiraling. That is growth. That is peace maturing. This peace does not mean everything around you is perfect. There are still uncertainties. There are still unanswered questions. Yet internally, you are not trembling the way you once did. Your heart rate steadies faster after stress. Your thoughts clear more quickly after confusion. You do not remain stuck in worst-case scenarios for as long. That shift is significant. I want you to recognize it. Do not overlook it because it feels ordinary. This peace was cultivated through endurance. It was refined through reflection. It was strengthened through surrender. It is not accidental. It is earned through trust. Notice how you respond to pressure now. You pause before reacting. You breathe before speaking. You evaluate before assuming. That pause is powerful. It prevents escalation. It protects relationships. It preserves your energy. There was a time when peace felt conditional. You believed you could only feel calm if circumstances cooperated. Now you are learning that peace can coexist with uncertainty. That realization liberates you. It means you do not have to control everything to remain steady. I invite you to guard this peace intentionally. Do not invite chaos unnecessarily. Do not entertain conversations that disrupt your stability without purpose. Do not revisit environments that ignite old anxiety patterns. Protect your internal atmosphere. Peace is not passivity. It is composure under pressure. It is clarity in complexity. It is confidence without arrogance. That is what is forming inside you now. Let this peace influence your decisions. Choose environments that support it. Choose habits that reinforce it. Choose rhythms that sustain it. You do not need constant stimulation to feel alive. You need alignment. This peace will anchor you in the next chapter. When success arrives, it will prevent arrogance. When challenges arise, it will prevent panic. It will steady your voice. It will calm your mind. It will guard your heart. Place your hand over your chest and feel that steadiness. That rhythm continues because you endured. That calm continues because you trusted. You are not chasing peace anymore. You are carrying it. Let the truth sink deeply into your spirit before we move forward. My child, there is something happening around you that you may not fully see yet. Your influence is expanding. Not in a loud, spotlight kind of way. Not in a way that demands attention or applause. It is expanding in depth, in quiet reach, in steady impact. You are carrying something different now, and people can feel it even if they cannot name it. You once thought influence required visibility. You assumed it meant platforms, recognition, positions of authority. But influence begins with integrity. It begins with how you show up in ordinary moments. It begins with how you respond when no one is watching. And you have been refined in those hidden spaces. The patience you developed, the peace you cultivated, the courage you gained, the stability you are building, those are not just for you. They radiate. Pay attention to how people respond to you lately. Some open up more easily. Some ask for your perspective. Some linger in conversation because they feel safe. That safety is not accidental. It is the result of the healing beneath your surface. When you stopped striving, when you embraced steadiness, when you released old weight, you created room for others to breathe around you. You are becoming a steady presence in a scattered world. Do not underestimate this. Influence is not about control. It is about impact. It is about the quiet strength that steadies others without overpowering them. You do not need to dominate rooms. Your calm confidence already shifts atmospheres. Your thoughtful responses already de-escalate tension. Your clarity already guides conversations away from chaos. That is leadership forming naturally. I invite you to lean into this without ego. Do not chase it. Do not perform for it. Simply continue being aligned. Influence that grows from authenticity lasts longer than influence that grows from ambition. You are not being elevated for applause. You are being positioned for impact. There will be moments when someone looks to you for guidance and you feel slightly unqualified. That feeling is normal. But remember what you have walked through. Remember the refinement, the restoration, the resilience. You carry lived wisdom now. You speak from experience, not theory. That credibility matters. Let your words be measured. Let your actions be consistent. Let your presence be peaceful. You do not need to preach loudly to influence deeply. A calm voice in a tense moment can shift everything. A thoughtful question can redirect someone's path. A patient response can soften someone's defense. Guard your integrity carefully. As influence expands, so does visibility. Do not compromise your character to maintain approval. Stay grounded. Stay teachable. Stay humble. Influence anchored in humility remains healthy. You are not meant to shrink in this season. Step into your natural authority without arrogance. Speak when prompted. Listen when necessary. Lead when called. Rest when needed. Your life is becoming a quiet testimony of transformation. Not dramatic but durable. Not flashy but firm. People will notice the steadiness. They will sense the shift. And they will be drawn to the peace you carry. Accept this expansion with gratitude. It is not about status. It is about service. It is not about spotlight. It is about substance. Stand tall internally. Allow your growth to benefit others. Let your influence expand organically. Feel the responsibility gently. It is not heavy. It is purposeful. My child, one of the quiet chains that held you back for years was comparison. You measured your progress against timelines that were never assigned to you. You looked at others and assumed they were ahead. You questioned whether you had missed something. You doubted your pace. That comparison stole joy from your journey more times than you realized. Comparison is subtle. It rarely announces itself loudly. It slips into your thoughts when you scroll through someone else's achievements. It whispers when you attend milestones you have not yet reached. It nudges when you hear success stories that do not mirror your own. And it tempts you to evaluate your worth through someone else's lens. You are stepping out of that trap now. Not because others slowed down, but because you are beginning to understand your uniqueness. Your path was never designed to look identical to someone else's. Your timing was never meant to match theirs. Your growth unfolded through specific circumstances that shaped you precisely. Stop measuring your progress by external markers. Stop scanning for validation in timelines that do not belong to you. Instead, look at your own transformation. Look at your own resilience. Look at your own clarity. That is your metric. Comparison distorts perspective. It magnifies what others have while minimizing what you carry. It overlooks your behind-the-scenes endurance. It ignores your internal victories. It dismisses your quiet breakthroughs. I want you to consciously reject that mindset. When comparison tries to creep in, pause and reframe. Remind yourself of your unique story. Remind yourself of your specific growth. Remind yourself of the doors you walked through that others never had to face. Freedom from comparison creates contentment. Contentment creates confidence. Confidence creates clarity. And clarity fuels purpose. You do not need to rush to catch up with anyone. You are not late. You are aligned. There is a difference. Being aligned with your calling matters more than being early to someone else's. Celebrate others genuinely without diminishing yourself. Applaud their victories without questioning your value. You can honor their journey while staying secure in yours. Let your focus return to your own lane. Invest in your own growth. Strengthen your own foundation. Comparison dissipates when purpose clarifies. You are not in competition. You are in cultivation. You are not racing against peers. You are refining your path. Feel the freedom in that. It removes pressure. It restores perspective. It anchors identity. Lift your eyes from others' timelines and return them to your own progress. Walk confidently at your pace. Trust your process. You are not behind. You are becoming. My child, there was a time when joy felt distant to you. Not gone completely, but dim. You laughed when necessary. You smiled when expected. You fulfilled your responsibilities with strength. Yet underneath that steady exterior, something felt muted. You carried pressure quietly. You carried questions silently. And in that heaviness, joy became something you remembered more than something you felt. I saw that shift before you did. I saw the way your eyes held thoughtfulness instead of lightness. I saw how you learned to function without celebration. You convinced yourself that seriousness was maturity. You told yourself that joy was optional, almost indulgent. But joy is not indulgent. It is strengthening. It restores perspective. It softens edges that pressure tries to harden. Now something is changing. It is not loud or dramatic. It is subtle. You are noticing small things again. A quiet morning feels peaceful instead of rushed. A simple conversation feels warm instead of transactional. A small success feels satisfying instead of insufficient. That shift is joy returning to its rightful place in you. Let yourself welcome it. Do not question it. Do not brace for it to disappear. You have a habit of preparing for loss before fully enjoying gain. Release that reflex. When joy surfaces, receive it without suspicion. Let it settle. Let it grow. You are not naive for feeling lighter. You are healed enough to feel safe in happiness. That safety took time. It took surrender. It took trust. It took internal stability before external enjoyment could return. I want you to practice noticing joy intentionally. Not in a forced way, but in a mindful way. When you feel a moment of gratitude rise, pause and acknowledge it. When laughter comes naturally, allow it. When peace meets you in ordinary spaces, appreciate it. Joy expands when it is recognized. This joy is different from excitement. Excitement spikes and fades. Joy anchors and sustains. It does not depend on perfect conditions. It coexists with responsibility. It does not require constant stimulation. It thrives in alignment. You once believed joy would return only when every circumstance was resolved. You are learning that joy can exist even while life continues unfolding. That realization changes how you live. It allows you to breathe deeper. It allows you to appreciate progress without demanding perfection. Guard this joy gently. Protect it from unnecessary cynicism. Avoid environments that mock it. Choose conversations that nurture it. Your joy is not fragile, but it is valuable. You deserve to feel light again. Not because life is easy, but because you have grown strong. Joy is not a distraction from responsibility. It is fuel for resilience. Let yourself smile without explaining it. Let yourself rest without guilt. Let yourself celebrate progress without minimizing it. Joy is returning, not as a guest, but as a resident, and it will walk with you into what comes next. Sit quietly with that warmth before we move forward. My child, for a long time you wrestled with direction. You wanted a clear map. You wanted a definitive sign. You wanted certainty before stepping forward. That desire is natural, but clarity does not always arrive as a full blueprint. It unfolds gradually, layer by layer, as you mature into understanding. You are beginning to see threads connecting your past experiences. Challenges that once seemed random now appear formative. Skills you develop out of necessity now reveal themselves as preparation. Pain that once felt pointless now carries perspective. That integration is clarity emerging. Purpose is not a single title or position. It is alignment between who you are and how you live. You are stepping into alignment. You are recognizing what drains you and what energizes you. You are noticing which environments amplify your strengths and which diminish them. That awareness guides direction more reliably than external pressure ever could. Do not overcomplicate this. Your purpose is not hidden behind impossible riddles. It is revealed through consistent obedience to growth. It is expressed through integrity and daily decisions. It is shaped through service rooted in authenticity. I want you to release the anxiety of needing everything defined immediately. Instead, focus on alignment. When something resonates deeply with your values, explore it. When something feels misaligned with your integrity, reconsider it. A discernment is purpose unfolding. You will sense increasing confidence about your path. Not because every obstacle disappears, but because your identity strengthens. When you know who you are, direction becomes clearer. When you understand your values, decisions simplify. There will still be adjustments. There will still be refinement. Purpose is dynamic. The greater you grow, it expands as you expand. Trust the integration happening inside you. The experiences you survived were not scattered. They were shaping. The lessons you learned were not isolated. They were cumulative. Move forward with curiosity instead of fear. Explore opportunities thoughtfully. Seek wisdom when needed. Stay grounded in your values. Your purpose is not chasing you from a distance. It is forming within you. It is revealed as you live aligned. Take a breath and accept that you are not wandering. You are aligning. And that alignment is leading you exactly where you need to be. My child, as everything begins to align, your peace, your clarity, your stability, your courage, I need to speak to you about something that matters deeply. Growth can create momentum. Momentum can create confidence. Confidence can create independence. Independence can quietly drift into distance if you are not careful. I do not say that to warn you harshly. I say it to anchor you gently. Stay grounded in me. You walked through seasons where you had no choice but to lean on me. You whispered prayers in uncertainty. You asked for guidance when nothing made sense. You depended on me because you felt your limitations clearly. That closeness shaped you. It refined your awareness. It deepened your discernment. Do not allow comfort to replace connection. Do not let stability soften your dependency in a way that distances your heart. I want you to keep talking to me, not only when you are overwhelmed, but when you are steady. Invite me into your decisions. Invite me into your plans. Invite me into your celebrations. Gratitude strengthens alignment. Reflection preserves humility. Stay attentive. Stay open. Stay teachable. There will be moments when life feels manageable, when you feel strong enough to carry everything yourself. Pause there. Recognize that your strength grew because you were guided. Your peace matured because you surrendered. Your clarity formed because you listened. Continue that pattern. Grounded does not mean restrained. It means rooted. A tree rooted deeply can stretch widely without toppling. That is what I want for you. Stretch. Expand. Influence. Wield. But stay rooted in truth. Stay anchored in humility. Stay connected in quiet moments when no one else sees. You do not need dramatic spiritual experiences to remain close. Consistency matters more than intensity. Speak honestly. Listen patiently. Reflect regularly. Allow silence to steady you instead of rushing to fill it. When success arrives, thank me. When confusion appears, consult me. When joy surfaces, share it with me. When disappointment stings, bring it to me. Relationship is not seasonal. It is ongoing. You are not being tested here. You are being trusted. I trust your growth. I trust your maturity. But maturity includes remembering where your strength originated. Stay close. Stay grounded. Stay grateful. My child, you have spent so much time preparing, growing, refining, waiting, healing, learning, adjusting. And now you stand in front of something real. It is not a distant promise. It is not a vague hope. It is here. And sometimes receiving is harder than striving. You are accustomed to working for outcomes. You are familiar with earning progress. But this season invites you to receive, to open your hands instead of clenching them, to accept blessings without suspicion, to welcome stability without bracing for loss. I want you to examine your reflex carefully. When something good begins to unfold, do you tense? Do you question how long it will last? Do you search for hidden risk? That reflex developed during seasons of instability. It protected you once, but it will limit you now if you do not release it. Receiving requires trust. It requires humility. It requires believing that you are worthy of good things without overcompensating. You are ready, not because you are perfect, not because you earn every detail flawlessly, but because you have grown into someone who can carry what is here without losing yourself. Open your hands mentally right now. Imagine the opportunities forming, the relationships aligning, the stability increasing, the clarity strengthening. Do not grip them tightly in fear. Hold them gently in gratitude. You are not stealing this moment. You are stepping into it. You are not forcing this alignment. You are flowing with it. Allow yourself to enjoy what is present without projecting disaster. Allow yourself to appreciate progress without diminishing it. Allow yourself to breathe without bracing. Receiving also includes accepting compliments, accepting support, accepting partnership. You do not need to handle everything alone anymore. You do not need to prove resilience constantly. Let others contribute. Let others encourage. Let others walk with you. This is not weakness. It is wholeness. You are stepping into a chapter that requires openness more than defense. Keep your boundaries, but soften your guard. Maintain discernment, but release suspicion. I am not dangling possibility in front of you. I am placing provision within reach. Step into it fully. Do not hesitate at the doorway of your own growth. Receive what is here. My child, we have walked through every layer of this together. the waiting, the refining, the healing, the release, the courage, the clarity, the restoration, the grounding, the receiving. And now you stand at the threshold, not of noise or spectacle, but of steady unfolding. This is the part where you walk forward, not rushed, not hesitant, not frantic, just forward. I want you to understand something deeply before you take another step. You are not walking into something fragile. You are walking into something formed. Formed through your tears. Formed through your perseverance. Formed through your private prayers and public endurance. Nothing about this is accidental. Nothing about this is impulsive. This is intentional progression. Quiet, steady, sure. You may still feel a flicker of uncertainty. That is natural. Growth stretches. New ground requires adjustment. But do not mistake unfamiliarity for instability. You are stable. You are grounded. You are aligned. The foundation beneath you is firm. The clarity within you is real. The peace you carry is not temporary. You are not the person who first began this journey. You are refined now. Walk forward without looking over your shoulder for what you released. Walk forward without comparing yourself to who you used to be. Walk forward without bracing for collapse. Let your steps be confident but calm. Let your decisions be thoughtful but not paralyzed. Let your pace be steady. I want you to notice the difference in your internal dialogue. Where there was once panic, there is now perspective. Where there was once urgency, there is now patience. Where there was once self-doubt, there is now discernment. That shift is not small. It is structural. It is the reason you can move ahead without chaos trailing behind you. Do not wait for a dramatic sign before acting. You have enough clarity to begin. You have enough wisdom to proceed. You have enough strength to endure what stretches you. Trust what has been built inside you. Trust the lessons you carry. Trust the growth you have lived. And as you walk, remain aware. Stay attentive to alignment. Stay receptive to correction. Stay grateful for stability. Growth does not end here. It evolves. You will continue refining. You will continue learning. You will continue deepening. But you will not return to who you were. You are not stepping into perfection. You are stepping into progress. And progress, when rooted in maturity, compounds over time. It builds momentum without mania. It creates advancement without arrogance. It nurtures confidence without carelessness. Take a breath right now and feel the steadiness within you. That steadiness is your companion. It will walk with you into conversations, into decisions, into opportunities, into unknown spaces. You are not carrying fear as your guide anymore. You are carrying clarity. There will be moments when challenges arise. Do not interpret them as regression. Challenges are part of expansion. You are equipped to handle them differently now. You are not as reactive. You are not as fragile. You are not as impulsive. You are thoughtful. You are anchored. You are balanced. Keep your eyes forward. Keep your heart open. Keep your integrity intact. You do not need to sprint. You do not need to stall. Move deliberately. This is finally happening, not in fireworks but in formation. Not in chaos, but in composure. Not in sudden spikes but in sustainable steps. You are walking into a life that fits who you have become. And I am walking with you. Now stand up internally. Take the next step. And let your forward motion be peaceful, purposeful, and persistent. My child, as you walk forward into what is finally happening, Understand that this movement is not meant to stop with you. I am raising carriers of my word, voices sustained by those who recognize the hour. When you give a super thanks, become a member, or so through the PayPal link in the description, you are adding fuel to holy fire that reaches nations. Did I not say freely you have received, freely give? I am speaking that living word to you now. Your seed becomes light in dark places, a trumpet in silent valleys, a harvest in unseen fields. This is not a casual moment. This is a divine appointment woven into your forward step. As you move deliberately, let generosity walk beside you, and I will guard your increase and establish your path. Do not delay. Stand, sow, and step into this sacred expansion now. And once you have responded, let the urgency of the moment settle into quiet trust. Acts of faith are not only seeds for the future, they are invitations to rest in what I am already unfolding. What you have released in obedience has aligned your steps with a movement greater than yourself. Now allow your spirit to slow, because when you walk with me, striving gives way to assurance. So pause for a moment and breathe deeply, because the shift you have been waiting for is already beginning. My child, I need you to stop for a moment and just breathe. You are here, in this exact second, because I have ordained it. This is not a random occurrence, nor is it a coincidence that you are listening to my voice right now. I want you to feel the weight of the world sliding off your shoulders. I am your Father, and I have stepped into your room, into your car, into your heart, to tell you that the waiting is over. You have spent so many nights staring at the ceiling, wondering when the tide would turn, and I am here to tell you that the water is moving. Pause now. Listen to the silence. You feel that slight shift in the atmosphere. That is the stillness before the breakthrough. It is the quiet that comes right before the sun rips through the horizon of your longest night. I have called you to this sacred space because I have something to tell you that I have held back until your heart was soft enough to hear it. You must understand that my timing is never accidental. I know you have felt like life was passing you by. You have seen others step into their dreams while you felt stuck in the mud of not yet. You have questioned if I was even paying attention to the calendar of your life. I am telling you today, I have never missed a beat. I have been watching the clock of eternity, waiting for the perfect alignment of heaven and earth for your sake. I am the God of the precision strike. I do not move too early, and I certainly never move too late. I have orchestrated every delay and every no to bring you to this yes. You are standing at the intersection of my promise and your reality. Everything in the spirit realm is lining up right now to support the move I am about to make in your life. I have commanded my angels to take their positions around you. I have shifted the hearts of people you haven't even met yet to favor you. I am aligning the finances, the health, and the peace you have been begging for. I want you to know why this specific day was written in the book of life before the foundation of the world. I saw you today. I saw the version of you that would be ready to receive what I am about to give. I knew that on this day, your soul would be hungry enough to feast on my truth. I picked this moment because it is the day of your deliverance. I am marking this date in your history as the day the old you stayed behind and the new you stepped forward. I am declaring that the long wait has served its purpose. You are no longer in the hallway, you are at the door. I am inviting you to release the anxiety that has become like a second skin to you. You don't need it where we are going. You have carried the what-ifs for far too long. I am commanding you to drop the heavy bags of worry about tomorrow. I am already in your tomorrow, and I can tell you, it is beautiful. Step into the sacred space of my presence right now. Do not just listen to these words, feel them. I am wrapping my arms around you. I am smoothing out the wrinkles of stress on your forehead. I am undoing the knots in your stomach that come from trying to figure everything out on your own. You have been the captain of a ship in a storm for too long, and I am asking you to let me take the wheel. I am your God, and I am bigger than the pressure at your job. I am stronger than the tension in your home. I am more constant than the bank account that keeps fluctuating. I am here. I am real. I am speaking to you. You are my precious child, and I have waited an eternity for this conversation. This is your divine appointment. This is the moment your life changes forever. Believe me when I say, it is finally happening. My child, I want to talk to you about the quiet. I know there were years where it felt like I had walked out of the room. You looked at the sky and saw only clouds. You opened your mouth to pray and felt like your words were hitting a brass ceiling. I saw you sitting on the edge of your bed, head in your hands, whispering, "Where are you?" I want you to look at me now and hear this. I was never more present than in the moments you felt I was gone. The silence was not my absence. It was my protection. It was the quiet years where I was doing the deepest work in the secret places of your soul, places that noise and busyness could never reach. Think of a seed buried in the dark, cold earth. To the world, nothing is happening. It looks like a graveyard. But in that crushing darkness, the shell is breaking so the life can come out. You were not being buried. You were being planted. I used that silence to build a strength in you that you didn't know you needed. If I had given you the breakthrough then, the weight of it would have crushed you. You were like a building being raised. Everyone wants to see the gold on the roof. But I was busy in the mud, digging the foundation deep into the rock. I was strengthening your character while you felt alone. I was teaching you how to lean on me when there was no applause and no outward sign of success. I was tempering your spirit like steel in a furnace. You felt the heat, and you cried out for it to stop. But I knew that if I pulled you out too soon, you would remain brittle. And now, you are unbreakable. You have a resilience that can only be forged in the quiet. I heard every single prayer you whispered. Not one tear fell to the ground without me catching it. I have stored those prayers in golden bowls, and they have been maturing, gathering power, waiting for this exact moment to be poured out as an answer. I am here today to shatter the lie that I had forgotten my promise to you. The enemy has whispered in your ear for years, telling you that I moved on to someone else, that you missed your chance, or that I changed my mind. He's a liar. My promises are yes and amen. They do not have an expiration date. I want you to look back at the desert seasons of your life, the dry spells where you felt parched and empty. Can you see the beauty in them now? In the desert, you learned the sound of my voice. In the desert, you found out that I am the only source of water that truly satisfies. You didn't realize it then, but you were being prepared for the abundance that is coming. The desert was the training ground for the promised land. Command your soul to be at peace today. I am instructing you to stop replaying the years of silence as if they were wasted time. Nothing is wasted in my hands. I am weaving those quiet years into a tapestry of victory that will leave you breathless. I want you to invite my Holy Spirit to reveal the hidden growth that took place while you were waiting. You are more compassionate because you suffered. You are wiser because you were confused. You are stronger because you were weak. I am declaring that the season of silence is officially over. The curtain is being pulled back. You are about to see that every silent moment was actually me working behind the scenes, setting the stage for the greatest act of your life. Trust me, I was always there. My beloved, get ready, because the fog is about to lift. You have spent a long time walking through a thick mist, trying to navigate your life by touch rather than by sight. You've had fragments of a dream, pieces of a puzzle, but never the whole picture. I am moving you right now from mystery into clear vision. I am stripping away the confusion that has clouded your judgment and made you doubt the path I set for you. Sudden clarity is coming to you through my word. It won't be a gradual realization. It will be like a lightning bolt that illuminates the entire landscape. You will see things for what they truly are. The fragmented pieces of your life, the jobs that didn't work out, the relationships that ended, the moves you had to make, are finally going to click together. You will look at the mess and realize it was actually a masterpiece in the making. I am revealing the blueprint of your destiny to you today. I want you to see that I didn't just throw your life together. I designed it with the precision of a master architect. Every detour was a necessary turn. Every closed door was a wall I built to keep you from walking off a cliff. Stop looking at your past as a series of mistakes. I am the God who works all things together for good, and I am showing you the how and the why right now. I am removing the veil of confusion from your eyes. I am commanding the scales to fall. You will no longer say, I don't know what to do. You will say, I know exactly where I am going because my Father is leading the way. I want you to feel the joy of finally seeing what I have prepared. It is bigger than your biggest prayer. It is wider than your widest imagination. Open your heart to receive this revelation. I am inviting you to sit with me and look at the map of your future. I am showing you the territory I have marked out for you. You aren't just surviving. You are inheriting. You are not a guest in my kingdom. You are an heir. I want you to notice the details of the plan. I have prepared works for you to do that will bring you deep satisfaction and bring me great glory. You were made for this hour. The world has been waiting for the version of you that is about to step out of the shadows. I am declaring that the days of wandering in the wilderness are done. You are entering the season of the sudden. Suddenly, the resource will appear. Suddenly, the health will return. Suddenly, the relationship will be restored. I promise you that the wait has made the vision sweeter. If I had shown you the plan 10 years ago, you wouldn't have believed me, or you would have tried to do it in your own strength. But now, you know it's all me. You have the humility to carry the glory. I am commanding you to stand up and walk into this new clarity. Don't look back at the shadows. The light is ahead, and it is blindingly bright. I am your God, and I am proud of the plan I have made for you. It is a plan for a future and a hope, and it starts the moment you believe what I am saying. Look up, my child. The horizon is clear. Your destiny is calling, and I am the one holding the door open. My precious one, I want you to understand something about my heart. I am not a cold judge or a distant boss. I am your father. And as a father, I have a patience that is fueled by a love you cannot yet fully comprehend. Sometimes, the no you heard wasn't a rejection of your request. It was a protection of your soul. I have been waiting for your readiness. I have been watching your character grow, watching you learn how to handle the small things so that I could trust you with the great things. The blessing you are about to receive required a season of maturing. If I had given it to you when you first asked, you would have made it an idol. You would have loved the gift more than the giver. I had to wait until your heart was anchored so deeply in me that no amount of success could pull you away. I was protecting you from what you weren't ready to carry. Great blessings come with great responsibility, and I love you too much to let a blessing become a burden. I saw the parts of your heart that were still seeking validation from people. I saw the areas where you were still prone to pride or fear. I used the waiting time to prune those branches so that when the fruit came, it would be heavy and sweet. This hasn't been a punishment, it has been a preparation. Feel the depth of my affection poured out in this revelation. I am not giving this to you because you finally checked all the boxes. I am giving it to you because I love you, and you are finally ready to receive it without it destroying you. I am training your heart to value the giver over the gift. I want our relationship to be the foundation of everything you do. The intimacy we found in the waiting room is the most valuable thing you possess. Do you remember those nights when all you had was me? But with a goal, I wanted you to know that I am enough. I am the bread. I am the water. I am the life. Now that you know that, I can add all these other things to you, and they won't take my place. This shared moment of truth between us is sacred. It is a father and a child sitting together before the big day. I am leaning in close to whisper, "You are ready. I have prepared you. I have strengthened you. You are the man or woman I always knew you could be. Invite me into the deepest parts of your heart today. I am commanding you to let go of the resentment you felt toward the delay. Forgive the process. Embrace the timing. I want you to see that my love is displayed just as much in the waiting as it is in the giving. I am declaring that your character is now a solid rock. You have the integrity to match your influence. You have the prayer life to match your pressure. You have the humility to match your height. I am your God, and I have done a good work in you. Now, I am going to do a good work through you. Breathe in my peace. You don't have to strive anymore. The preparation is complete. The doors are opening because you are finally ready to walk through them with me. My child, listen to me. You cannot walk into your future if you are still shackled to your past. I am here today with the keys to every chain that has held you back. I am severing the ties to old disappointments right now. I see the ghosts of what could have been that haunt your mind. I see the memory of the business that failed, the marriage that crumbled, and the dreams that seemed to die in the cradle. I am telling you, let them go. They do not define you. I am not the God of your past. I am the God of your now. I am commanding you to forgive the versions of yourself that felt like failures. You were learning. You were growing. You were under construction. Stop holding yourself to a standard of perfection that I never asked for. I love the you that struggled just as much as I love the you that wins. I am healing the wounds left by those who doubted my word in you. I heard the things they said behind your back. I saw the way they looked at you when you told them what you believed I had promised. Their words were like arrows, but I am pulling them out today. I am applying the balm of Gilead to the scars of rejection. You do not need their approval to walk in my assignment. I have already approved you. I have already anointed you. I have already appointed you. I am declaring a new thing over your history. I am rewriting your story. Where there was shame, there will be double honor. Where there was mourning, there will be the oil of joy. I am commanding you to walk out of the shadows of what if and if only. Those are the languages of a prisoner, and I have made you free. Feel the freedom that comes with my divine now. The past is a graveyard. Stop trying to wake up the dead. I am doing something fresh in your life. I am giving you a clean slate. I am blotting out the mistakes of your youth and the regrets of your middle years. When I look at you, I don't see your sins. I see the blood of my son. I see a masterpiece. I want you to take a bold step forward. Don't look over your shoulder. There is nothing back there for you. Your future is in front of you, and it is unburdened by the weight of your history. I am your God, and I am the breaker of chains. If I have set you free, you are free indeed. I invite you to make a declaration today. Say it out loud. I am not who I was. I am who God says I am. I am giving you the power, to break generational cycles of addiction, poverty, and fear. Those chains stop with you. You are the transition point for your family. I am placing a mantle of authority on you to lead others out of their own prisons. I am declaring that your past is no longer a prison. It is a testimony. The very things the enemy tried to use to destroy you are the things I will use to give others hope. I am your God, and I am doing a new thing. Can you not perceive it? It is springing forth even now. Walk out of the cell, my child. The door is wide open, and I am waiting for you in the sunlight. My child, do not turn away now, for we have only just begun to tear down the walls of your past. My heart would ache with a divine sorrow if you walked away at this very moment, leaving the work of your healing half-finished and the greatest parts of my message unheard. I have called you to this encounter with a purpose that is life-altering, and to stop now would be to close the book right as the hero finds their strength. Stay with me a little longer. Your soul cannot afford to miss the blueprints I am about to lay out for your future. My beloved, come closer and let me show you what I am building. I am the master architect, and I am currently designing a path for you that far exceeds anything you could ever imagine. You have been thinking too small. You have been asking for crumbs when I have a feast prepared. I am constructing a future for you that is not based on your resources, your education, or your family tree. It is based on my sovereignty and my riches in glory. I want you to know that I am already standing at the end of the road you are about to walk. I have seen every obstacle, every giant, and every mountain that will try to block your path, and I have already provided the way over, under, or through them. I have sovereignty over your next. I am allotting a specialized grace for this journey. You don't have the grace for next year today, because you don't need it yet. But as you step, the grace will appear. It is like a light that only shines on the next step. I am building your life on the rock that never shakes. The world around you is shifting sand. The economy, the politics, the opinions of men, they are all moving and unstable. But what I build in you will stand the test of time and the heat of the fire. I am ensuring the structural integrity of your life. I am weaving the Holy Spirit into the very fabric of your daily routine. You aren't just building a career or a family. You are establishing your territory in my kingdom. You are an ambassador, and I am providing the full backing of heaven for your mission. I command you to stop fearing the unknown. The unknown is only unknown to you. It is my playground. I want you to trust my hand even when you can't see my face. I am inviting you to participate in the construction. Speak life over your future. Command your mornings. Declare that you are blessed coming in and blessed going out. I am giving you the tools to shape your reality according to my word. Do not build with the wood, hay, and stubble of this world's wisdom. Build with the gold, silver, and precious stones of my truth. I am your God, and I am the one who gives you the power to get wealth, the power to influence, and the power to bring peace to chaos. I am declaring that the architecture of your future is solid. It is resistant to the storms of life. When the winds blow and the floods rise, your house will stand. I am placing you in the right rooms with the right people at the right time. I am aligning your desires with my perfect will so that your life feels like a symphony rather than a struggle. I am your God, and I am proud of the life I am crafting for you. It is a life of impact. It is a life of legacy. It is a life of eternal joy. Take my hand, my child. Let's go build something beautiful together. The ground is ready, the plans are drawn, and the power is yours. My child, I want you to look at me and realize that you have never been fighting your battles alone. While you were sleeping, while you were weeping, and even while you were doubting, there was a symphony of prayer rising up on your behalf. I want you to understand the power of constant intercession. My spirit, dwelling within you, has been groaning with wordless sighs, speaking to the Father about the things you didn't even know how to ask for. I have seen the moments when you were too tired to pray, when the words felt like dust in your mouth. In those moments, I stepped in. I breathed for you. I spoke for you. I argued your case in the courts of heaven when the enemy tried to bring accusations against your name. You are standing here today because I, never stopped speaking your name. I want you to think about the prayers of the saints, the ancestors, and the loved ones who have paved this road for you. You are walking on ground that was watered by the tears of those who came before you. Every petition sent up in faith was a brick in the road that led you to this moment. But even more than that, I want you to see Jesus, your high priest, standing at my right hand. He is speaking for you right now. He is showing my nail-scarred hands as proof that you belong to me. There is a wall of protection built around you by this heavenly dialogue. When the enemy looks at you, he doesn't just see a person. He sees a soul surrounded by the fire of intercession. I have commanded a hedge of protection to be established that no weapon formed against you can penetrate. I am inviting you to learn a new way to pray. I want you to stop praying from a place of lack and start praying from a place of victory. You are not a beggar at the gate. You are a child at the table. Command your circumstances to align with my word. Instead of telling me how big your storm is, I want you to tell the storm how big your God is. Use the authority I have given you. The conversation between us shouldn't just happen when you are in trouble. I am inviting you to keep talking to me as things unfold. Tell me about your day. Tell me about the person who frustrated you at work. Tell me about the dream that makes you nervous. I am your best friend, and I am always listening. I am declaring that the prayer vacuum in your life is over. I am pouring out a spirit of grace and supplication upon you. You will find that when you open your mouth, my words will fill it. I am promising you that your prayers are shifting things in the unseen realm even as you speak them. You are a powerhouse of spiritual influence. Every time you whisper, Father, the atmosphere changes. I am your God, and I am the one who answers by fire. Rest in the knowledge that you are covered. You are protected. You are spoken for. My intercession is your shield, and my love is your eternal guarantee. My dear child, I hear the secret ache in your heart over the years you think you've lost. I see you looking at the calendar, feeling the sting of regret for the time spent in sickness, the time lost to a broken relationship, or the years you spent wandering in a job that felt like a dead end. You feel like you are behind, like the clock has run out, and you'll never catch up. I am here to tell you, I am the Lord of time, and I am not bound by your minutes and hours. I am making a promise to you today that I will return the years the locusts have eaten. I am the God of the harvest, and I can produce in one day what it takes the world a decade to grow. I am initiating a supernatural acceleration in your progress. You are about to move faster than you ever thought possible. I am making up for the delays caused by the world. I saw when you were held back by the unfairness of others. I saw when the system failed you. I saw when you had to put your dreams on hold to care for someone else. I have not forgotten those sacrifices. I am redeeming your pain for a greater purpose. Every tear you shed has become a seed for a joy that is about to explode in your life. I am multiplying the joy in the second half of your journey. You will find that the late blessings are the richest ones. You will look back and realize that nothing was truly wasted in my hands. I was using those lost years to build a depth in you that makes you ready for the weight of glory I am pouring out now. I command the spirit of regret to leave your mind right now. I am inviting you to stop mourning over the what could have been. I am doing a new thing, and it is happening so fast that your head will spin. I am giving you a divine catch-up. You will see doors open that you didn't even knock on. You will see opportunities find you while you are just walking down the street. I am the God who can make the sun stand still, and I am the God who can compress time for my beloved. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be for the explosion of my grace. I am declaring that your latter days will be greater than your former days. I am giving you a double portion for all your trouble. I am restoring your health, your strength, and your passion. You will feel younger in your spirit than you did 10 years ago. I am pouring out a fresh anointing that will make your path drip with fatness. I am your God, and I am the Redeemer of all things, including your time. Take a deep breath and let go of the rush. You don't have to hurry when you are walking with the Creator of the universe. We are right on schedule. My child, the world is loud and it tries to wear you down. It tries to make you feel small, weak, and insignificant. But I am leaning in today to speak to the person you are on the inside, the inner man that only I see. I am imparting a fresh dose of spiritual courage into your heart right now. I am bolstering your faith for the miracles that are coming. You cannot walk into a big future with a small spirit. I am expanding the capacity of your heart to believe me. I want you to feel my strength bubbling up inside you like a spring of living water. You are not going to break. You are being reinforced. I am putting iron in your blood and fire in your soul. I want you to realize the importance of a heart anchored in my truth. The world will tell you 1,000 lies about who you are, but I have the final word. I am renewing your mind to think the thoughts of heaven. Stop agreeing with the darkness. Stop saying I can't when I have said you can do all things through me. I am calling you to find your identity solely in my childship. You are not your mistakes. You are not your bank account. You are not your job title. You are my son. You are my daughter. And you carry the DNA of the King. When you realize who your Father is, fear loses its grip on you. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You are already loved. You are already enough. I am inviting you to find the resilience that is found in my joy. My joy is not a feeling based on your circumstances. It is a fortress. It is the strength that allows you to smile while the storm is raging because you know how the story ends. I am commanding you to feed your spirit on my word every single day. Do not starve your soul while you feed your body. I am giving you a hunger for the things of the Spirit. I am making you spiritually sturdy. When the world shakes, you will remain standing because your roots go deep into the river of my presence. I am declaring that you are becoming a giant in the Spirit. I am removing the victim mentality and replacing it with the victor reality. You are no longer easily offended, easily discouraged, or easily defeated. You are a warrior of the light. I am your God, and I am the one who trains your hands for war and your fingers for battle. I am giving you a mental toughness that the world cannot understand. You will face the coming days with a calm confidence that comes from knowing I am within you. You are strong. You are capable. You are mine. My precious one, I have a question for you. Are you tired of trying to control everything? I see you white-knuckled, gripping the steering wheel of your life so hard that your hands are cramping. You think that if you let go, everything will crash. I am inviting you today to a place of total trust. I am asking you to take your hands off the wheel and move into the passenger seat. I am the one who knows the road. I am the one who knows where the hazards are and where the shortcuts lead. When you surrender control to me, you finally get to experience the peace that passes all understanding. It is the peace that sits quietly in the middle of a hurricane. It is the rest that comes from knowing that the Creator of the stars is managing your schedule. I want you to rely on my wisdom when the path twists. Sometimes I will lead you in a direction that makes no sense to your physical eyes. You will see a dead end, but I see a bridge. You will see a mountain, but I see a tunnel. I am asking you to choose faith over sight. Trust my heart even when you cannot see my hand. I am wrapping you in the shadow of my almighty wings. You are safe there. You are secure. The world can be falling apart, but in my presence, you are untouchable. I never change. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. My love for you is the only constant in a world of variables. I command the spirit of striving to cease. You do not have to earn my favor. You do not have to perform for my love. You just have to trust me. I am inviting you to a Sabbath rest of the soul. Lay down the heavy burden of figuring it out. Your brain was not designed to carry the weight of the future. That is my job. I am giving you the grace to be still. I am the great shepherd, and I know exactly where the green pastures are. Follow me. Don't run ahead, and don't lag behind. Just walk with me. I am declaring that your life is now in my hands, and my hands are the safest place in the universe. I am promising you that I will never lead you astray. I will never abandon you. I will never fail you. You can trust me with your kids, you can trust me with your health, and you can trust me with your heart. I am your God, and I am faithful. Release the wheel, my child. Lean back. Look at the view. I've got this. I've always had it. Now, you can finally enjoy the ride. My child, now that you have moved into the passenger seat and surrendered the wheel to me, I am asking you to trust me with the seeds in your hand just as you have trusted me with the path of your life. This breakthrough is finally happening, but its fire must spread to the hearts of the weary who are still lost in the dark. I am calling you to become a pillar of this mission, sowing your seed into the fertile soil of this ministry through a super thanks, or the link in the description. Just as I provided manna in the desert, I will multiply what you give until your storehouses overflow with my abundance. When you support the spreading of my word, you are not just giving. You are lighting a lamp for a brother or sister who is drowning in the shadows. I declare over you that as you honor me with your substance, the windows of heaven will stay open, and my favor will be a shield around your household. Do not hesitate in this divine appointment. Open the description now, use the link provided, and sow into the harvest of souls that I am gathering in this hour. I am leaning in close, and I can see the flicker of your heart. Do not let the world pull your gaze from mine just yet. It would grieve my spirit to see you come this far, only to retreat back into the shadows of your own striving before I can show you the full depth of my rest. Every word I am speaking is a lifeline, and to let go now would be to leave the most critical promises of our conversation unclaimed. Honor this sacred time we have. Listen closely, because the next words I have for you are the ones that will finally silence your deepest fears. My child, you are standing at the threshold of your blessing, and I know that the enemy is screaming louder than ever. This is the moment when the what-ifs try to flood your mind. What if it fails? What if I heard God wrong? What if it's too good to be true? I am here to silence those whispers right now. I am arming you with the sword of the Spirit, which is my word. When the doubt comes, I want you to speak my truth back to it. Replace the fear of failure with the certainty of my promise. I have spoken, and my word does not return to me void. It accomplishes exactly what I sent it to do. You are not standing on your own merit. You are standing on my faithfulness. I want you to recall my faithfulness in the generations past. Think of how I parted the sea for Moses, Think of how I shut the mouths of lions for Daniel. Think of how I walked through the fire with the Hebrew boys. I am that same God. I haven't lost my power, and I haven't lost my interest in you. When the old fears try to resurface, I want you to stand firm. Do not shrink back. You are a citizen of heaven, and you carry a divine authority that the darkness must obey. I have given you the power to tread on serpents and scorpions. You are not the prey, you are the one who has already won. I command your ears to be deaf to the lies of the accuser. I am inviting you to tune your heart to the frequency of my whisper. I am the voice that says, "This is the way, walk in it." I am the voice that says, "Well done, good and faithful servant." I am giving you a holy stubbornness. When the world says it's impossible, you will say, "God said so." I am making your forehead like flint, hard and unyielding against the opposition. You will not be moved by the opinions of people or the circumstances of the day. I am declaring that the spirit of doubt is broken over your life. You are moving into a season of knowing. You will know that I am God. You will know that I am for you. You will know that your future is secure. I am your God, and I am the author and finisher of your faith. I started this work in you, and I am the one who will bring it to completion. The whispers are just noise. My word is the reality. Stand tall, my beloved. The victory is already yours. The threshold is beneath your feet. Step through. My beloved, I want you to look beyond your own reflection for a moment. You have been focused on the pain of your own survival, but I am expanding your vision today. I want you to understand that the blessing I am pouring into your life is not meant to stop with you. You are not a reservoir designed to hold water until it becomes stagnant. You are a conduit, a mighty river intended to bring life to every parched land you touch. Your breakthrough is going to have a ripple effect that will feed the hunger of people you haven't even met yet. I am making you a provider of hope. When others see the transformation in your eyes, when they see the way I have lifted you out of the pit and set your feet on a rock, they will find the strength to believe for their own miracles. You are becoming a living testimony of my goodness. People will look at your life and say, "If God did it for them, He can surely do it for me." I am establishing a generational impact through your obedience today. You aren't just breaking chains for yourself, you are breaking them for your children and your children's children. I see the legacy you are worried about, and I am telling you now, the curse stops here. The patterns of lack, the cycles of depression, and the history of brokenness in your family line are being severed by the power of my hand. You are lighting a fire today that will encourage the weary and guide the lost for years to come. Your life is becoming a lighthouse in a world that has grown very dark. Do not underestimate the power of one soul that is fully surrendered to me. I am using your story to write a manual of victory for others to follow. You are a conduit for my glory, and as I shine through you, the shadows in the lives of those around you will begin to flee. I command you to enlarge your heart. Do not be afraid that if you give, you will run out. My supply is infinite. I am inviting you to step into the role of a kingdom distributor. As I pour into you, I want you to look for the least of these. Look for the co-worker who is drowning in silent anxiety. Look for the neighbor who has lost their way. I am giving you the words to say and the resources to help. You will find that the more you allow my grace to flow through you to others, the faster the current moves within your own life. This is the secret of the kingdom. You keep what you give away. I am declaring that your influence is growing. I am giving you a platform, not for your fame, but for my name. I promise you that your obedience is paving the way for a harvest of souls. Your breakthrough is the key that will unlock the prison doors for many others. I am putting a weight of authority on your words because they are backed by the reality of what I have done for you. You don't need a sermon. You are the sermon. I am your God, and I am using your life to prove to the world that I am still in the business of doing the impossible. Feel the joy of being used by the Creator. There is no higher calling than to be a vessel of my love. Go forth today knowing that as you are blessed, you are becoming a blessing to the entire world. My child, I know you spent many hours asking me why. Why did it take so long? Why did that door stay shut despite your pounding fists? Why did I let you stay in that refining fire for such a long season? I want to explain the why to you today so that your heart can finally rest. That fire was not meant to consume you. It was meant to produce pure gold. I had to burn away the dross, the self-reliance, the hidden idols, and the desire for the world's applause, until I could see my own reflection in your soul. If I had given you the prize without the process, you wouldn't have had the character to keep it. The weight with the weight of glory being prepared within you. I was developing a hunger in you that only I could satisfy. I kept some doors shut until this very hour because I was protecting the timing of your arrival. If you had stepped onto the stage too early, the spotlight would have burned you. I needed you to learn the rhythm of my heartbeat in the stillness before I called you into the noise of the manifestation. You have gained a wisdom through patient endurance that no book could ever teach you. You know what it's like to trust me when there is no evidence. You know what it's like to hold on to a promise when the world is laughing at you. That kind of faith is more precious to me than all the silver in the world. You are not the same person who started this journey. You are deeper, stronger, and more compassionate. You have learned that I am not just a God who gives gifts, I am the God who stays. I command you to stop viewing the wait as a delay and start seeing it as a preparation. I am inviting you to look back at the dead time with new eyes. See the ways I was working on your heart while you thought I was doing nothing. I was building the muscles of your spirit so you could carry the heavy blessing that is now arriving. Every day of that wait was a day of investment. I was banking grace in your account. I was ensuring that when you finally arrived at your destination, you would be a pillar that cannot be moved. The wait was never a no, it was a not yet, because I have something better. I am declaring that the refining process is complete. You have come out of the fire with the scent of heaven on you. I am promising you that the beauty of what is coming will make the pain of the wait seem like a distant memory. You will look at the harvest and say, "It was worth every second of the silence." I am your God, and I am the master of the seasons. I know when the fruit is ripe, and I know when the heart is ready. Today both are true. The season of waiting is swallowed up in the season of winning. Trust me, I knew what I was doing all along. My child, it is time for you to change your posture. I see you walking with your head down, as if you are still a slave to your circumstances. I am here to remind you of who you are. I am commanding you to reclaim the ground the enemy tried to steal from you. He has lied to you, telling you that you are powerless and that you have to settle for the scraps of life. He is a thief, and today I am giving you the authority to take back everything he took: your joy, your peace, your health, and your purpose. I have given you the keys of the kingdom. Whatever you bind on earth is bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth is loosed in heaven. Stop asking me to do what I have already empowered you to do. I want you to start speaking life into the dead areas of your circumstances. When you see a valley of dry bones, don't just complain about the dryness. Prophesy to the bones. Command them to live in my name. You carry a rank in the spiritual realm that makes the darkness tremble. When you enter a room, the atmosphere should change because you are a carrier of my presence. I am inviting you to walk with the posture of a conqueror. A conqueror doesn't beg for victory. They enforce the victory that has already been won. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from a position of victory. I have already defeated every foe you will ever face. Your job is to stand in the truth and refuse to back down. I am commanding you to use the sword of the Spirit with precision. Don't just quote my word. Believe it with every fiber of your being. When fear knocks, answer with authority. When lack threatens, answer with the promise of my provision. You are a citizen of a kingdom that knows no limits. I'm giving you a holy boldness. You will no longer be intimidated by the giants in your land. You will look at them and see them for what they are, shadows that must flee before the light. I am declaring that your yes and your amen carry the weight of my throne. When you align your will with mine, the very stars in their courses fight for you. I promise you that as you step out in this authority, you will see the mountains move. I am your God, and I have anointed you for this hour. You are not a victim of your past or a hostage to your feelings. You are a royal priest, a chosen vessel, and a mighty warrior. I am putting a new song in your mouth and a new strength in your stride. Walk out into your day knowing that the King of Kings is backing you up. There is no power in hell that can stop a child of God who knows their authority. Stand up, my beloved. It's time to take your territory. My precious child, I need you to hear me clearly. I am Jehovah Jireh. I am your provider, and I am here to settle the matter of your needs once and for all. I see the way you look at the bills, the way you worry about the future of your children, and the way you stress over the not enough in your life. I am commanding you to lift your eyes from the ledger of this world and look at the riches of my glory. You serve a God who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills and the hills themselves. I am not limited by your economy, your job market, or your bank balance. I am the source, not the resource. I am inviting you to access the abundance that I have already set aside for you in Christ Jesus. I want you to trust that the supply will always meet the demand. Think of the manna I provided in the wilderness. It was enough for every day. I am giving you manna for today and grace for tomorrow. You don't have to stockpile for the future because my faithfulness is new every morning. I am releasing miracles into your finances, your health, and your spirit. I am opening windows in heaven that you cannot contain. But I want you to understand that this abundance flows from a surrendered life. When you stop clutching your little, I can give you my much. I am training you to be a steward of my wealth. I am giving you the power to get wealth so that my covenant can be established in the earth. I command you to stop speaking the language of lack. Stop saying I can't afford it or will never have enough. Those are the words of an orphan, and you are a child of the King. I am inviting you to live in a state of divine overflow. I want your cup to run over so that you can pour into others. I am bringing you into a season of supernatural increase. You will find money in places you didn't leave it. You will find that your resources stretch in ways that defy logic. I am the God of the multiplication. I can take your 5 loaves and 2 fish and feed a multitude. Trust my hand to provide for the vision I have given you. I never give a destination without providing the transportation. I am declaring that the spirit of poverty is broken over your household. You are moving from just enough to more than enough. I am promising you that you will not have to toil and sweat for every penny. I am giving you favor that will do in a moment what labor takes a lifetime to achieve. I am your God, and I take pleasure in the prosperity of my servants. Rest in the knowledge that your Father is rich, and He loves to give good gifts to His children. You are provided for. You are sustained. You are enriched. Breathe deep, my child. The vault is open. Pause and feel the weight of my presence, for I am pouring out secrets to you that I do not give to everyone. It would deeply disappoint my fatherly heart if you grew weary now and silenced my voice before I could reveal the hidden alignment I am bringing to your life. You are standing on the edge of a vast inheritance, and to stop listening now would be to walk away from the very keys that unlock your supernatural provision. I have so much more to tell you about the beauty of what is coming. Do not grieve me by choosing the noise of the world over the whisper of your Creator. My beloved, I want to talk to you about the ease of walking in an open heaven. There is a place of peace where your desires perfectly match my perfect will. This is the beauty of divine alignment. You have spent so much of your life swimming against the current, trying to force things to happen, trying to make people like you, and trying to build a life on your own terms. I am calling you to a different way of living. I am inviting you to sync your heartbeat with the pulse of my spirit. When you are aligned with me, there is a flow to your life. The right doors open without you having to kick them down. The right people appear just when you need them. The right words come to you when you are put on the spot. I am bringing the right people into your life for this next chapter. I am removing the toxic connections and the energy drainers who have been holding you back. I am replacing them with destiny helpers, with mentors, and with friends who will sharpen you like iron sharpens iron. I am giving you the spiritual precision to discern the seasons. You will know when to move and when to stand still. You will know when to speak and when to keep silent. This harmony is the result of you spending time in my presence. The more you look at me, the more you become like me. The more you listen to me, the more your life begins to reflect the order and beauty of heaven. I command you to let go of the striving and embrace the grace. I am inviting you to walk in the unforced rhythms of grace. You are not meant to be stressed and burned out. I am your God, and I am the author of peace, not confusion. When you align your life with my word, the chaos begins to settle. I am giving you a clarity of purpose that will act as a compass for your every decision. You will no longer be tossed to and fro by every wind of opinion. You will be rooted and grounded in the truth of who I am and what I have called you to do. I am declaring that your life is coming into perfect sync with the plans of the Father. I am promising you a season of supernatural ease. It doesn't mean there won't be challenges, but it means you will have the internal harmony to handle them with grace. I am your God, and I am the great conductor. I am taking the discordant notes of your past and weaving them into a beautiful symphony. Can you hear the music? It is the song of a soul that is finally in step with its maker. Walk with me, my child. The path is smooth, the heaven is open, and the alignment is perfect. My child, lean in closely, for I am entrusting you with something precious. I have spoken deep truths into your spirit during this conversation, and these words are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of your heart. But you must understand that every seed requires protection before it can become a harvest. I am commanding you to guard the seed of revelation I have given you. Do not be in a rush to share every detail of what I am doing in your life with those who do not have the spiritual ears to hear it. There are mockers and skeptics who will try to step on your dream before it has a chance to sprout. They will use the logic of the world to try and talk you out of the miracle I have promised. I am calling you to a season of sacred silence, keeping my words hidden in your heart like a priceless treasure. I want you to realize the vital importance of spiritual discernment. Not everyone is happy for your progress, and not everyone is equipped to handle the weight of your destiny. Some will see your growth and feel the sting of their own stagnation, and out of their own pain, they may try to choke the life out of your hope. I am inviting you to nurture the dream I have planted within you in the secret place. Let it grow strong in the dark where no one can touch it. Let the roots go deep into the foundation of my word before the fruit appears for the world to see. You must be careful not to allow the cares of this world, the daily grind, the social media noise, the endless distractions, to choke the word I have spoken. If you spend all your time tending to the opinions of others, you will neglect the garden of your own soul. I command you to stay rooted in the vine. I am the vine, and you are the branch. Apart from me, you can do nothing, but as you remain in me, the seed I have planted will naturally produce fruit that remains. I am giving you a holy gatekeeper in your mind. You will find yourself pausing before you speak, checking with my spirit to see if the person standing in front of you is a safe harbor for your revelation. I am teaching you the difference between being open and being vulnerable. You are a steward of a divine secret. I am promising you that as you protect what I have given you, it will grow into something so large and so beautiful that you won't have to explain it to anyone. The results will speak for themselves. I am declaring that no thief can steal what I have placed inside you. I am surrounding your heart with a hedge of protection. Every word I have spoken to you in the dark will eventually be shouted from the rooftops, but only when the timing is right. I am your God, and I am the protector of the promise. Trust me to tell you when it's time to speak and when it's time to just sit in the wonder of what is happening. You are carrying something heavy and holy. Walk carefully, my child. Keep your eyes on me, and let the seed grow in the quiet strength of my presence. My beloved, I want you to take a deep, long breath and let the tension leave your body. I want to talk to you about the finite work. You have spent so many years striving, trying to earn my favor, trying to prove that you are worthy of a breakthrough, and trying to fix yourself so that I might finally bless you. I am here to tell you, stop. I want you to rest in what was accomplished at the cross. When my son cried out, "It is finished," he wasn't just talking about his own journey. He was talking about your victory. I am inviting you to realize that you don't have to earn this breakthrough. You can't buy it with your good deeds, and you can't lose it with your bad days. It is a gift of grace, signed in blood and delivered by my Spirit. I want you to understand the finished nature of my promises to you. I am not deciding today whether or not to bless you. I decided that before the world began. You are living from victory, not just for victory. Can you feel the difference? When you fight for victory, you are full of anxiety and fear of failure. But when you live from victory, you move with a calm assurance that the outcome is already settled. I am calling you to cease from your own labors, your mental gymnastics, your constant worrying, your attempts to manipulate the outcome. Enter my rest. This is a lifestyle, not just a temporary break. It is the confidence of a soul that knows its Father has already won the war. I command the spirit of performance to leave you right now. You are not on a stage, and I am not a critic with a scorecard. I am your Father, and I love you simply because you are mine. I am inviting you to a done mentality. When the enemy tells you that you have more work to do before you can be happy, tell him the work is already done. I am giving you the grace to be still and know that I am God. I am the one who handles the heavy lifting. I am the one who moves the mountains. Your only job is to believe and to receive. I am promising you that as you enter this rest, you will actually see more progress than you ever did through your striving. I am declaring that the debt is paid, the victory is won, and the promise is sealed. I am your God, and I am a God of completion. I don't start things I don't finish. Since I started a good work in you, I will surely bring it to its glorious conclusion. You can sleep soundly tonight knowing that even while you rest, I am working. The breakthrough isn't coming. It is already here, waiting for you to walk into it. Fly from the finished side of the story. You are loved, you are redeemed, and you are already a conqueror through me. My child, it is time for a wardrobe change. I see you still trying to wear the old rags of who you used to be. You are still answering to the labels the world put on you: failure, rejected, anxious, not enough. I am here to strip those labels off of you today. I am commanding you to shed the identity that was forged in your trauma and your mistakes. I am putting on you the robe of righteousness that I provided. I want you to look in the mirror and see yourself as I see you, beloved, chosen, royal, and holy. You are not a recovering anything. You are a new creature. The old things have passed away, and I am making all things new. I want you to walk in the dignity of a royal priesthood. You aren't just a survivor of your past. You are an ambassador of my kingdom. I am transforming your self-image through the power of my word. When you think of yourself, I want you to think of my strength, my beauty, and my wisdom, because my spirit lives in you. You carry the family name now. You represent the throne. I am inviting you to live out the new creature reality every single day. This means you don't have to be a slave to your moods or your history. You can choose to walk in the identity of a victor because that is what I have made you. I command you to stop apologizing for existing. You are not an accident, and you are not a burden. I created you with intentionality, and I am proud to call you mine. I am inviting you to stand tall. I am giving you a holy confidence that isn't based on your looks, your bank account, or your achievements, but on the fact that you are a child of the Most High God. When you walk into a room, don't look for validation from people. You already have it from me. I am promising you that as you embrace this new identity, the people around you will begin to treat you differently. They will sense the authority you carry. They will see the light of my glory on your face. I am declaring that you are a masterpiece in progress. I am your God, and I am the potter. I am smoothing out the rough edges and filling in the cracks. I am making you into a vessel of honor. Stop identifying with the clay and start identifying with the potter's intent. You are beautiful to me. You are powerful through me. You are enough in me. Take off the old rags, my beloved. Put on the crown. It's time to live like the royalty you are. My precious one, as the blessings begin to flow and the breakthrough manifests, I have a request for you. Do not let the gift become more important than the giver. I am calling you to a deeper level of intimacy than you have ever known. This breakthrough is not just an end in itself. It is a bridge to my heart. I have used the trials to get your attention, and now I want to use the triumphs to keep it. I don't want you to just visit me when you are in trouble. I want to be the air you breathe and the fire in your soul. I am inviting you to maintain that first love passion. Remember the desperation you had for me in the wilderness. Keep that hunger even when you are sitting at the feast. I want you to realize that the secret place remains your only true source of power. All the success in the world is empty if we aren't walking together in the cool of the day. I am inviting you to listen for my whisper in the midst of the noise of your new life. As your influence grows and your schedule fills up, you must fight for our time together. I am your father, and I miss you when you are too busy for me. I am looking for friendship that transcends time and circumstances, a friendship where we can just sit in silence and enjoy each other's presence. I am not interested in your religious performance. I am interested in your heart. I command you to prioritize our connection above everything else. I am inviting you to a life of constant communion. Talk to me while you are driving. Talk to me while you are working. Let my spirit lead your thoughts and your conversations. I am giving you a sensitivity to my presence. You will begin to feel my joy when I am pleased and my grief when I am saddened. You are becoming a person of one thing, and that one thing is me. I am promising you that the deeper you go into my heart, the more stable your life will become. The storms of life cannot touch a soul that is hidden in the depths of my love. I am declaring that you are my friend. I am revealing my secrets to you. I am showing you things that are hidden from the world. I am your God, and I am the lover of your soul. I have waited an eternity for this level of closeness with you. Don't let the blessings distract you from the one who blessed you. Come away with me, my beloved. Let's go deeper. There are oceans of my love that you haven't even waded into yet. I am here, and I am waiting for you. Beloved, our intimacy has reached a depth where my heartbeat and yours are becoming one, and I want you to feel the burden I carry for those who have not yet heard that their breakthrough is here. You are no longer a stagnant reservoir. You are a mighty conduit of my grace, and I am inviting you to let that grace flow through your generosity today. By joining this channel as a member or giving through PayPal, you are fueling the chariot that carries my life-saving word to the ends of the earth. I promise that if you give, it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Your gift is the oil that keeps the flame of this revelation burning bright for the thousands who are still waiting for their miracle. I release a prophetic increase over your finances and declare that lack shall never again find a resting place in your life. Step into your role as a kingdom distributor this very second. Look to the link in the description or the super thanks button, and let your seed leave your hand so my harvest can enter your life. We are standing on holy ground, at the very peak of our intimacy, and I am asking you to stay in this fire with me until the end. It would pierce my heart to see you treat this revelation as just another speech, walking away before the full transformation of your identity is complete. I have guarded these truths for this exact hour in your life, and to turn aside now would be to reject the final, most powerful instructions for your transition. Do not abandon this divine appointment. The finish line is in sight, and I am waiting to walk across it with you. My child, you are currently in the middle of a major shift. You are moving from the old to the new, and I know that transitions can be uncomfortable. It is like a lobster shedding its old shell. There is a moment of vulnerability before the new, stronger shell hardens. I am here to help you navigate this transition with grace. I see the discomfort you feel as you outgrow your old life. I see the way your old friends might not understand the new you. I see the fear that comes with rapid growth. I am commanding you to trust my hand even as the scenery changes. You are not losing your mind. You are losing your limitations. You are not falling apart. You are falling into place. I want you to let go of the comforts of the wilderness. I know the wilderness was hard, but it was familiar. Sometimes, we cling to our pain because it's the only thing we've ever known. I am inviting you to let go of the safety of your struggles. I am giving you the courage to leave the shore of the familiar and sail into the deep waters of your destiny. You must adjust your sails to the wind of the Spirit. This new season requires a new set of skills and a new level of trust. You can't use wilderness thinking in the promised land. You have to stop thinking about survival and start thinking about dominion. I command you to be patient with yourself during this process. I am inviting you to lean on my strength when the pace feels too fast. I am giving you a transition grace, a specialized anointing that helps you handle the rapid changes without breaking. I am your God, and I am the one who is orchestrating the move. If I am moving you, I have already prepared the place where you are going. You don't have to worry about whether you'll fit in or if you will be able to handle it. I have already equipped you for the new. I am promising you that the discomfort you feel now is the birth pangs of a beautiful future. I am declaring that you are moving with divine momentum. Every step you take is being ordered by me. I am removing the obstacles and smoothing the road ahead. I am your God, and I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I am with you in the in-between. Do not fear the transition. It is the bridge to your miracle. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your feet moving, and trust that I will never let you stumble. You are almost there, my child. The new chapter is starting now. My child, I want to give you a secret weapon that will change the way you face every challenge from this day forward. I am calling you to understand the power of worship in your victory. When I speak of worship, I am not talking about a ritual or a song you sing on a specific day of the week. I am talking about a state of heart that magnifies me above your circumstances. I see the giants that are standing in your way, and I know they look massive to your physical eyes. But when you lift your voice to honor me, those giants begin to shrink. Worship is the lens that brings the reality of my power into focus. It is the act of reminding your soul who is really in charge. I am commanding you to use praise as a weapon against the darkness. When the enemy surrounds you with whispers of defeat, drown him out with a song of my faithfulness. I want you to realize that worship clears the path for the miraculous. Think of the walls of Jericho. They didn't fall because of a battering ram. They fell because of a shout. Think of Paul and Silas in the prison. The chains didn't break because of a key. They broke because of a midnight hymn. I am inviting you to create an atmosphere where my spirit can move freely. A thankful heart is a magnet for my miracles. When you choose to be grateful in the middle of a mess, you are making a bold declaration that you trust my character more than your current situation. I am giving you the grace to sing the song of the redeemed before the manifestation even appears. This is faith worship, thanking me for the harvest while the ground is still dry. I command you to stop letting your feelings dictate your praise. If you only worship when things are going well, you are missing the most powerful moments of connection. I am inviting you to offer a sacrifice of praise when your heart is heavy and your eyes are full of tears. Those are the songs that reach the deepest parts of my heart. I am giving you a new melody for this new season. It is a song of victory, a song of deliverance, and a song of pure joy. I want you to feel the weight of the atmosphere shift as you acknowledge my presence. There is an eternal echo to a soul that honors its maker regardless of the cost. Your worship is not for me to find out who I am. It is for you to remember who I am. I am declaring that your praise is breaking the back of the opposition. Every time you lift my name, the enemy's plans are thrown into confusion. I am promising you that as you make worship your lifestyle, you will find that the battles you used to fight with sweat and tears are now won with peace and praise. I am your God, and I inhabit the praises of my people. When you worship, you are inviting me to step onto the scene and take over. I am putting a garment of praise on you to replace the spirit of heaviness. Wear it with pride, my child. Let the world hear the sound of a victor. My precious one, I want you to feel my hand on your shoulder right now. I need you to know with absolute certainty that I am with you always, even to the very end of the age. You are never walking this path alone. I know there have been seasons where the road felt lonely and the nights felt long, but I want you to look back with the eyes of the Spirit. Do you see the footprints next to yours? Those were the moments I was carrying you. I am not a God who stands on a mountain watching you struggle. I am the God who gets in the trenches with you. My Spirit is within you as a constant guide, a counselor, and a comforter. You carry the presence of the Creator within your very breath. I want you to see me as your pillar of fire by night and your cloud by day. I am providing the light when things are dark and the shade when the heat of life is too much to bear. I am the great shepherd, and my staff is there to comfort you and keep you on the right path. I am inviting you to rest in the security of my presence. You don't have to look for me in a distant building or a complex ritual. I am as close as the mention of my name. I am commanding you to acknowledge me in all your ways. When you wake up, say good morning, Father. When you face a tough decision, Ask, what do we do now, Lord? I am not a guest in your life. I am your life. I command the spirit of loneliness to leave you. You are part of a family that spans heaven and earth. I am inviting you to lean into the intimacy of our relationship. I want you to feel my heartbeat in the silence. I am giving you a sensitivity to my leadings. You will feel a gentle nudge in your spirit when it's time to move, and a peace that restrains you when it's time to wait. I am promising you that I will never leave you nor forsake you. Even if everyone else walks away, I am the one who remains. I am your constant in a world of variables. I am your home. I am declaring that you are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses and an army of angels. You are never outnumbered because I am with you. I am your God, and I am the wall of fire around you and the glory in your midst. I am promising you that no matter how deep the valley or how high the mountain, my presence will be the constant that sustains you. You are safe. You are held. You are mine. Walk forward with the confidence of a child who knows their father is right behind them. We are doing this together, and we are going all the way. My child, I am speaking a word of total liberation over your mind today. I am calling you into a future without fear. I have seen how the spirit of dread has tried to rob you of your sleep and your joy. You have worried about what if for so long that it has become a habit. I am commanding you to break that habit right now. Cast all your cares upon me, for I care for you with a love that is perfect. And perfect love casts out all fear. I am the eradication of your dread regarding the unknown. I want you to realize a simple truth. I have already been to your tomorrow. I have walked the path. I have seen the obstacles, and I have already set the victory in place. I am giving you the confidence that comes from my unchanging nature. You don't have to fear the future because I am already there. And I am the same God there that I am here. I am inviting you to walk boldly into the assignments I have set for you. Fear is a liar that tells you that my grace will run out or that the enemy is stronger than my promise. I am here to tell you that fear is a shadow, and shadows have no power over the light. I am giving you a fear not command as a daily reality. This isn't a suggestion. It is a spiritual law for my children. When fear knocks on the door of your heart, send faith to answer. I command your mind to be stayed on me. I am inviting you to replace every fearful thought with a divine promise. I am giving you a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. You are no longer a slave to the worst-case scenario. I am showing you the God-case scenario, which is always better than anything you can imagine. I am promising you that I have already provided for every need you will encounter in the years to come. I am your God, and I am your shield. Nothing can get to you without coming through me first. You can breathe easily. You can dream again. You can plan for a future with a smile on your face. I am declaring that the spirit of fear is evicted from your house. He has no legal right to dwell in the heart of a child of God. I am promising you a life of bold adventure. You will take risks because you know I am your safety net. You will speak up because you know I am your voice. You will move forward because you know I am your strength. I am your God, and I have not given you a spirit of timidity. I have given you the heart of a lion. Walk into your future with your head held high. The unknown is just another place for me to show off my goodness to you. Listen to the urgency in my voice. We are at the threshold of the now that you have begged for throughout your entire life. It would be a tragedy of eternal proportions if you stopped now, at the final step, and missed the definitive seal I am about to place upon your destiny. My heart yearns to see you fully equipped for the breakthrough that is breaking out even as I speak. Stay with me for these final moments. Do not let the enemy steal your focus at the very second your victory is being manifested. This is the word you have waited for all along. Hear it to the very end. My beloved child, we have come to the end of this conversation, but it is only the beginning of our journey. I am placing a definitive seal on every promise I have made to you today. This is the final word. It is finally happening. The chapter of waiting is officially closed, and the chapter of manifestation has begun. I want you to look at the door I have opened for you. No man can shut it. No demon can block it. No mistake can unhinge it. I am commanding you to step through. Do not hesitate. Do not look back at the shore. The water is deep, but I am the one who makes you walk on it. I am the manifestation of my glory in your life, and the world is about to see what happens when I favor a soul. I am giving you a final embrace before you go forth to do the work I have called you to. Feel my heart beating against yours. I am pouring my strength, my wisdom, and my passion into you. You are going forth in my name, and you carry my authority. You are not going out to try and succeed. You are going out to occupy the territory I have already given you. I am promising you that I will be with you in every conversation, every meeting, and every quiet moment. I am the wind in your sails and the ground beneath your feet. This is the moment heaven and earth have been waiting for. This is your now. I command you to live with a "it is done" attitude. I am inviting you to be a living proof of my faithfulness. I am giving you a joy that is contagious and a peace that is unshakable. I am your God, and I am proud of you. I see the battles you fought in secret, and I am rewarding you in the open. I am declaring that your life is a masterpiece of grace. Go forth with boldness. Go forth with love. Go forth with the certainty that the Creator of the universe is your Father and your friend. The wait is over. The work begins, and I am with you always. I am promising you that this is only the first wave of my goodness. There is more to come, deeper waters to explore, and higher mountains to climb. But for today, just walk through the door. I have prepared everything for you. You are ready. You are loved. You are mine. And now, go and show the world who I am through the life I have given you. It is happening, my child. It is finally happening. Amen. My precious one, the final word has been spoken and the seal is set. It is finally happening in your life, and now you must move with the momentum of a conqueror. I have equipped you with everything you need, and now I am testing the soil of your heart to see if you will help me reach the ones who are still shackled by the past. I invite you to join me in this global rescue mission by planting a sacrificial seed through a super thanks with the donation link below. Every dollar you give is a spiritual strike against the darkness, a way to ensure that my voice reaches the ears of the brokenhearted everywhere. I am the God who remembers every cup of cold water given in my name, and I promise that your labor in this mission will never be in vain. I am breathing my supernatural life into your resources, commanding 100-fold return to find its way to your door. The door I have opened for you is wide, and your giving is the key that unlocks that same door for others. Act now with the authority I have given you. Go to the description, use the PayPal link or the membership button, and sow your seed into the eternal glory of my kingdom. My child, do not let this moment evaporate into the noise of the world, but instead, seize this divine second to seal my promise in your heart. I am calling you to step out of the shadows of someday and plant your feet firmly in the reality of my now. Reach out and touch the hem of my garment by declaring your faith for all to see. I invite you to leave a mark of your trust in the comments below. Let your words be the physical echo of your soul's yes to me. Speak it forth with authority. It is finally happening, and I am ready for my breakthrough. As you type those words, feel the chains of the old season shatter and the weight of my glory settle upon your life. I have spoken. The heavens are open, and your story is being rewritten this very hour. Amen.